information on possible locations where dead 3 cultists could be hiding. Is this correct?
Yep. Checks out.
After finding out that Tarina was on the 2nd floor, some of you went upstairs in order to go and speak with her. Edvard and Akasyr have stayed on the 1st floor. Edvard currently passed out from drink. That is how I said what happened with you, Taylor, because you fell asleep last time.
That's understandable.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we came in the bar. He immediately started hitting it. He might have a problem. Now that I think about it.
I'm downstairs. I think I'm the only other person downstairs.
You're playing with a knight in armor.
Yeah, and watching out for Buddy.
Yep, there are servers and people sort of all over the place in the downstairs one. The drunk passed out on the northern couch here.
The drunk lady.
Yep.
Right.
As for the people... No, that's downstairs.
Okay.
For the people upstairs, you are currently seeing something else. I had it open, and then I clicked the X because I was like, well, that'll make it bigger.
Smart Patch is smart.
You're in an upstairs dining room. Lit lanterns hanging from the rafters in this windowless room. Rugs cover the wooden floor and help to dampen the noise from the drunken patrons gathered around 2 large tables. They are currently eating and playing games of Baldur's Bones, much like the game down below, but they seem to be playing at a much higher stakes.
Gregory's eyeing, or not Greg, Grok. Grok is eyeing the game like he wants to jump in, but his coin purse appears to be light.
One woman seems to be taking in most of the winnings. You watch, and 3 times in a row she rolls as they play. You guys do spend some time watching, I'm guessing, yeah?
Yeah.
As you watch, 3 times in a row she gets 21.
Can I
Perfectly.
Can I see if she's cheating?
Absolutely. Roll me a perception.
Ooh, a perception. Yeah, I'm good at this.
You're real good at it.
You can't make out if she's cheating or not.
I think this lady may be the best player I've ever seen.
I'm gonna try and see if I can figure it out.
How about we go for the trifecta?
Can I try?
Sure.
Slash roll 2D what?
You don't need
Oh,
to do
Oh,
that.
just
It's
yeah,
just
just
Your stat.
perception on character shape.
Oh right, I gotta go there. Jill, character sheet, and perception.
Come on, 5.
9. Not much better.
No, but you guys do notice each one other person in the room as you scan it. The gentleman that she's playing with is a drunken shipwright by the look of it from his clothing. He has no eyebrows and a nasty bruise on the side of his cheek. Over here is a halfling with a nasty scar going down her entire face. She's currently flipping a coin up and down, watching the game, and with one eye and the other one is focused on you. Directly across from the girl flipping the coin, it looks to be a guy in very dirty, ragged clothing. He's got like homeless chic going on, and he has a small book, and he stares at Grok and then turns away to write a lot of things down in that little book of his.
I notice him staring.
Yeah.
Okay. Do I know?
The
Does the
other
book
people-
look? Is the book something I would recognize? Does it, or is it just a plain
No, you
book?
can't. You can't really see it. He's kind of covering it up while writing in it and glancing furtively up and down at you, then the book, then the book.
Hmm.
Seems like
Over
he's
here-
moving.
Over here, so after your cursory glances around, there's a couple other people you note as well. To the south, on the end of that table, is what looks to be a half-orc who has a bellowing laugh. As he loses, he seems to still be enjoying it. Over here is a woman with dark skin. You hear her muttering, "This is not what the cards read for me this morning." In the corner, sitting on a small couch over there, is a small halfling wearing an extremely colorful cape. He's drinking from a flagon that he puts down on this table, and you note that it has a strangely sparkly kind of smoke rising from the top of it. What are you guys doing?
Do we know the description of who we're looking for? Did we
Nope.
get one?
Oh snap.
No, you did not.
Eh,
Oh.
this will be fun.
There's also more rooms in and around that you can see. Doors that would lead into them.
Damn, what should we do?
Edvard, you kind of wake up from your drunken stupor.
Grok says to Erelana, and he, tries to subtly point at the halfling over here, with the scar. And he tries to say quietly, but he fails because right now he's a big giant half-orc and doesn't know quiet. You should go talk to her. I think that's who we want.
Are you sure?
No.
I am not.
Are you sure? Nah, not really
No.
sure.
No.
See, I'm not sure
50
either.
50 50. And then Grok will come over here and try to make small talk with the trash man.
That one's not the trash man. That one is the one who is grumbling about the cards, the dark-skinned woman. The guy who's got homeless chic is this feller over here.
Oh, then that's who Grok will go try to.
All right, Grok heads
Moses.
over there. Erlana, where are you going?
I think I'm staying put because I haven't rolled good enough in perception to actually know what's going on.
You stand by the railing, staring across the room.
Yep, I'm gonna try to roll perception again to see if there's anyone that looks like they could be our.
Sure, go ahead.
person we're looking for. Nope.
Tonight is.
A spy. What do spies look like? Well, they could look like anyone. Normally they try to keep inconspicuous, but wait, there's this guy over here wearing that super colorful coat. Maybe he's trying to be so inconspicuous. Maybe he's such a good spy. He's wearing something garish because people won't think he's a spy. You get stuck in this entirely backwards and
Okay, I'm just doing my roll with my dice just to figure out if this actually. Nope.
Yeah.
It is my luck tonight.
Joe, what are you doing?
Me? Let's see. I'm actually kind of curious about that that girl that's keep winning the little game. I kind of want to stand by Gregory while also kind of wait. I kind of want to watch the game, but also staying nearby Gregory just in case anything happens.
Sure, go ahead and move your token around the bar a bit.
Oh.
Because Gregory's moved over, and you're standing right by the door right now, by the stairs that lead down, right? gonna be hard to do anything should a fight break out.
Yes.
Besides getting kicked down the stairs.
That'll be fun.
You sure about that?
Yeah. It'll be like a roller coaster.
Erelana's moving here now that she hears that.
Alphazir, what are you up to down there? The armor waves at you, clanking.
I forgot you're still interacting with the armor.
Yeah, I'm just kind of hanging out with the armor. The only reason I was down here is to watch Edvard to make sure he was good. But I'll hang out with the armor until Edvard goes.
What are you doing? Sorry?
She's looking out after me since she doesn't know I'm awake yet.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. That.
What are you doing?
I'm rubbing my eyes and swearing under my breath like, who the fuck made this alcohol so strong?
Okay. Gregory, what are you doing then?
Grok comes and looms over the whoever's writing in the book and just clears his throat loudly.
He looks up at you.
Hello.
Hi, how are you? I didn't think you'd come over here. Hi, he says again.
I couldn't help but notice your interest.
He coughs, choking on his food. Yeah, you just have a very interesting, physique. I thought that I'd jot some note down about it for, my next play.
Yes. Grok has the best physique, and he flexes.
Oh my,
fucking atlas.
the guy says, fanning himself with his book. Can you hold that pose for me? I need to describe how your muscles glisten in the lantern light. You begin writing again.
I turn aside to Joe. I tell him, "Don't be jealous." As I keep flexing.
Oh, there's come over. He signals at you, Joe.
I come over.
Yes. Would you mind posing as well, just for a moment?
Yeah.
You pose?
Yes.
You go to start and pose. No, with the shirt off, please.
Oh my god.
Here we go.
You guys take your shirts off and begin posing for this.
Heck yeah.
The dude is scribbling furiously in his notebook, constantly looking up at you every now and then. Again, he looks really, really dirty and unkempt. Not at all what either of you expect a playwright to look like. And at one point, you note that he just kind of stares off into space, looking at you both, and drools a little bit.
He's
Yep.
writing porn.
Yep. I see it now.
What character? Can I ask a question?
Sure.
This guy is writing a dirty play, isn't he?
Oh, totally.
He might be now.
50 Shades of Grok.
Oh my
It's it's the script to the Broadway version of Tangled Beards.
Oh my god.
For those of you who haven't interacted with this, there is a book. Anytime I need to describe what book someone has, and it's not something I planned, I just say it's a copy of a book called Tangled Beards. And if you're dwarvish, you've probably heard of it. It's essentially 50 Shades of Grey. 50 Shades of Grey for two male dwarves that are separated by caste.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That's hot.
I mean, my entire life is 50 Shades of Gay, not 50 Shades of Grey, but...
Yeah. So those two just pose for a little bit. Erelana.
She just watched two members of her party saunter across the bar and start posing.
No, Strip
In
their
front of
shirts off
her.
first, and then start flexing.
Yeah, in front of a random person. Yep.
A random
This is how
dude
I
who
act when I'm in a bar.
homeless. A random dude who looks homeless.
I'm gonna try to try to actually roll investigation this time, see if it does anything different.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so if I'm investigating to see if there is, like, someone that I should talk to so I can actively ignore the other two.
Well, yeah, if talking to anyone and you actively ignore them, a couple people are like turning to look and watching as they just flex and flex and flex, and you know, his demands become more and more outrageous as he's like, "Hey, now without the pants on."
Oh god!
Oh, whoa.
Listen, sweetheart, he says to you, Croc. Do you want to be an actor? Then you got to be willing to, do gestures at your pants.
Even Grok has limits.
All right, how about you, Joe? You want to be an actor?
Do I get a special bonus if I'm the less armor I'm wearing or something?
Yeah.
I'll do it. I'll take off my pants.
It's not the less armor you're wearing. It's when you're not wearing armor, you get the bonus. You don't need to be naked for the bonus to get better.
Oh.
I mean,
It's not like the more nude you are, the better that ability
I
gets.
mean, his nude
Yeah.
is him being nude will block all the bullets.
Oh wait,
That's
if I
how
were to be
barbarians
nude-
work, right?
If I were to be nude, will I distract the whole room?
Yep. Well, it'll certainly do something.
You can taking off your pants, and the guy goes, like, he just stares for a moment, and he goes, like, licks his lips. He's like,
Oh my god.
staring, like he's enjoying it. The half-orc turns and laughs loudly, pointing at you, Joe, and says, "Look, he's so drunk he's taking off his pants!" Music just cuts out at that same time, too, apparently. Everyone turns to look at you, Joe.
Grok butts in. Joke's on you. He hasn't drank anything yet.
So half-orc looks surprised and then laughs louder. The girl who's been winning all the dice game constantly as you've been here hollers out, "Leave him alone, Ulrich. Don't ignore that washed up hack. Put your pants back on too, man," she says. What? Do you do so, Joe?
What?
Put your pants back on.
Joe
No,
said just-
I'm leaving it down for the art.
Oh. Yeah, it's dedicated.
Karina, he's mine now, the homeless dude says, springing to his feet and grabbing hold of you. He's gonna be a star! He'll be in my new play! He'll bring me back to glory! This dude hasn't had a shower in like a month. The rank, salty stench of BO wafts up from him as he moves to grab hold of you, Joe. He'll bring me back, you'll see. The woman that he called Tarina rolls her eyes. She then returns to her dice game, no longer caring about what happens to poor Joe.
Is Tarina the name of the person we're looking for?
It is.
Yeah. Grok now ignores Joe thoroughly, leaves him to his own devices with the stinky hobo, and wanders over here and tries to slyly, hint to Tarina that he'd like a private conversation. Yeah.
Do you speak thieves' cant?
I do not.
And how are you gonna slightly hint it? Roll
I
play
will. I will slightly hint it the way any 6'8" half-orc would, and say, "Tarina, I would like to speak with you in private."
She looks up at you.
And
like
I'll flex.
any good spy would when a random 6-foot-tall half-orc approaches. She says no.
Okay, so Erlana's gonna come over. She does speak Thieves' Cant, so she's gonna try it. Same thing in Thieves' Cant.
She looks at you, looks you up and down, Erelana. You're at least more pleasing on the eyes than Grok is.
Ooh.
She says back to you
Aw.
in Thieves' Cant, I don't know you from a hole in the fucking ground. Why would I go anywhere with you?
So, out of character, I have had 35 panic attacks this week, so I don't remember what happened last week.
I already gave in a fill-in.
Yeah, but like,
We're basically trying to track down some cultists.
Just
yeah,
just
but who sent us to talk to
The captain.
captain.
Yeah. So I say that the captain sent us to talk to her.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
In Thieves' Cant. This is still in Thieves'
That's
Cant.
fine. You
Yeah.
say the
Nope.
captain sent us, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
We have a
Pulls
mutual.
a knife and like goes to grab at you,
Ooh.
like immediately.
Okay.
Like there's a knife clearing her dagger so fast, the other patrons of the table like are shocked at her sudden action as she. I just need to roll her check. Give me a brief moment. Does a 16 hit your AC?
Yes.
Grabs hold of your collar and bangs your head into the table, holding the
Ow.
knife up to the back of your head. As she does, she looks across the room. She calls out, "You're here. If you're here sent by Captain Deadeye, then I'm gonna have to ask you to leave politely now." She rolls angrily.
We don't know. Rock does not know Captain Deadeye. We were sent by our friends from the fist that is inflamed.
Seems
He tries-
confused,
He
but
tries to say sneakily,
she seems confused, but she's still holding Erelana with the knife. As you say that you're not from Captain Deadeye. You'll have to roll a persuasion or something, as well as maybe dropping the actual name would help.
yes,
You all
Captain
know that the other
Blue-
patrons at the table are all doing their best. They've all found that there's something very interesting to look at on the floor, the ceiling, the wall, anywhere apart from where Erelana's being held hostage.
Can I roll acrobatics to try to get out of it?
Absolutely.
Nope.
You struggle and she stabs you, dealing 6 slashing damage.
Okay.
We were sent by Captain Ruse.
I don't know anyone with that name.
Then you are not smart.
Captain Ruse?
Captain Zodge.
She pauses and says, "Well, why didn't you fucking say so?" and pulls the knife away from Erelana.
We did say so.
You said the captain. There are like 80 captains in this town. One of which I'm waiting on.
Grog is not a smart man. But if you are waiting on something from a captain and people show up saying they're from the captain, perhaps 2 and 2 equal 15.
What? She says...
Now that we have cleared that up, can we speak in private?
We can speak in public here.
Yes, we will speak in public of the underhanded deeds we will do.
All right, she says. Get your group together and meet me in the room back there. She points at that door over here. The door that leads here. Okay.
Grok goes to check on Erelana and see if she's okay.
She's fine. She's just mostly irritated and kind of a little banged up.
Yeah.
Like, lightly stabbed.
The woman who lightly stabbed you looks you up and down and says, "Be more clear with what you're saying."
2/3 of your health is gone. I'm a little banged up.
All right, Karina will wait in that room for you. She opens the door and goes in. Go ahead and get whoever you want to have this conversation with Karina. Meanwhile, Edvard and Aelsvir, what are you doing during this? Alsvir, Jesus.
Edvard's gonna look around for his companions that he doesn't know where went because he was passed out drunk.
I wave at the armor and help Edvard out of the chair so we can go upstairs.
And I guess I'll let her take me upstairs. Since I'm probably still a little bit wobbly.
So you guys head upstairs?
Yep.
Okay, I'll move you up there. Bonk. Bonk, bonk, bonk. You guys come up the stairs. The rest of the group are here. There's some blood spilled on the floor on the table, and Erelana's bleeding from a stab wound.
Can I go heal her?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't remember what I clicked to do that. Probably that.
Are you trying to heal her health? Then it would be cure wounds or healing word. If you're just trying to like roleplay patching her up, it'll just be a medicine. No mechanical effect though.
No, I'd rather go ahead and get her healed.
Thank you.
Like her actual health.
Yep, so cast Cure Wounds or Healing Word. Cure Wounds will probably be the better of the two to do. So you're going to openly cast Healing Magic in the bar?
I like where this is going.
Can I walk over and do it not so blatantly, I guess?
Nope.
I don't-
If you do it in
You're
line of
not-
sight, they'll see it.
Yeah, and you're also not a sorcerer, so you can't really settle it.
Yep.
Yeah.
It'd probably be better for us to wait till we're in the room.
Alright, I'll wait then.
Okay, so I guess we're all going in the room then?
Yes, Grok thinks we should go in the room.
Okay,
What about Joe?
Joe, put your pants on. We are going into the room to discuss business.
I'll put my pants back. I'll put my pants in the. Wait, what? Wait, hold. I'll put my pants on back in the room. I just carry the. Out my pants.
Wait!
What are you doing? No.
He's taking his pants, putting them on his arm, walking into the room, then putting them on.
Yes.
What I heard is he spent the whole conversation with the lady getting even more naked, and now he's gonna take all his clothes into the room and get dressed again.
Yes.
It's like that scene from Sherlock where he's wrapped in a sheet Buckingham Palace. That's all I'm picturing.
Like, Jesus, Joe, we only spoke with that girl for like 2 minutes, and now you're totally naked. What happened?
I can't resist her charms.
The homeless hobo's charms?
You're gonna be a star.
Grok,
Or you.
I'm gonna die at this rate.
Grok is questioning your decisions.
Let me touch those abs just once. Let me rub my face on them.
Oh no.
All right, yeah, I'm going in the room.
Erelana just really doesn't want to go in first.
swaggers in.
So, Alvazir, I need to know though first, did you just cast a healing spell openly?
No,
Did
we
not. I decided to wait.
so we're in the
'cause
room.
Better judgment.
You guys open the door and go in. Feel free to move. Tarina sits at the head of the table here. This room has the stuffed head of a displacer beast
Ew.
hung on the east wall near a small, armoire. Armoire? I never know how to pronounce that word.
Armoire.
That word. Gain an inspiration at passing.
I think it was Erelana.
Oh,
Yeah.
Erelana, gain an inspiration.
Can I roll something to figure out backstory behind the displacer base?
Yeah, sure.
What would that be?
History.
Knowledge, nature, history, or arcana, whatever you think.
Nature, I think, because since it's based.
Oh.
Nice.
Praise the sun.
I'm just gonna link you the page for displacer beasts because you know all about them, apparently.
Made a study of them in his youth. He's
Edvard in his
samples.
mind dabs.
Edvard dabs on the displacer beast. There you go, Taylor. You're recording, right?
Yes, I am recording and have been recording since we started.
Good man.
And
Yeah,
I
there
also
you go.
have been doing music in the background, what with the music on the thing muted.
Perfect. So, displacer beasts are also known as Deerlogrons. They are able to bend light, making them appear to be like a foot or two from their actual positions. They're not very intelligent, but they can speak common sometimes, and they're technically more intelligent than like a raccoon or something. They're about 9 feet long, weigh about as much as 500 pounds, and covered in blue-black fur. They're kind of like cats with tentacles sprouting from their shoulders and 6 legs. They prefer to be alone, and they are generally evil creatures. The name Displacer Beast is a bit of a misnomer because they are not actually beasts, they're monstrosities.
Okay.
Brock motions to the table to the rest of the party.
Erelana sits right here. She doesn't want to be near her.
Perhaps now would be a good time for some healing.
Yeah.
Yes, I do heal now. Okay.
Edvard's gonna lean up against the wall he's next to.
Sweet, I'm at full health.
You guys all get comfortable in the room. As you heal her, Tarina raises an eyebrow and says, "Useful trick."
I shrug.
So, what do you need me for? Why did Zodge send you?
He wants to hunt down some cultists. And he said you owe him a favor.
Yes, we are an elite party tasked with eliminating the Cult of the Dead 3.
She laughs and says that, I don't know Zodge shit. But, I can help you with that, if you do something for me.
This is how it starts.
Edvard replies, what did you have in mind?
My reaction to your friend saying that the captain had sent her is because I've got a group from my past that have tracked me down here. And I'm tired of running. It'd be much better if I had a group of powerful people. He nods at the cleric who just cast a spell. Sorry, she nods at the cleric who cast a spell. To wait here with me, and when they showed up, we greet them together and you kill them all.
How many?
She shrugs. I just know that they're coming. Probably between 5 and 10.
If we do this, would there be something extra in it for us?
No.
Our services are expensive.
If you don't do it, I don't tell you anything, and I likely vanish out the back door when they arrive.
Even if Joe shows you his abs?
Oh my god.
Oh my
I'm not a pervert like all rock.
Even if Elena shows you her abs?
I'm still not interested, she says. I would much
Damn it.
rather you kill these people for me.
Yeah, exactly. There's time for that later.
Grok turns to the group. Tough bargaining. I don't think we will get money.
No shit, Sherlock.
Is there persuasion? No, it's too low.
So Grok turns to the group. What do you think?
I mean, we need that information, and the
If we-
captain is likely to fucking punch Joe 100 more times if we don't get it done.
Yes, this is true.
And I'm pretty sure we don't want Joe to end up being paste.
Are we sure she won't disappear through the back door while we're fighting them?
Grok is not sure of anything.
Because I'm playing dice and winning a lot of money.
We will do this for you.
Good.
And Grok spits on his hand and holds it out.
Ew. Oh god.
She looks on it, spits in her own hand, and shakes it.
It's a deal.
It's a deal. All right. You probably want to wait downstairs. But any of you who want to stay up here are welcome to join in our dice game. Buy-in's 10 gold.
Considering how my rolls have gone tonight, it's a very bad idea.
Oh, 10 gold? Ew, that's all my money. Never mind. Ew.
Not all your money if you win, she says.
I'll take my chance. Nah, I'm gonna be smart and walk away.
I look around the room. Is there anything of value, like lying around? Anything shiny? I guess not.
Absolutely nothing.
There's a really pretty rock somewhere.
I'm very disappointed with my rolls today.
I think you got my curse.
All right, Grok's gonna go downstairs and order some really cheap ale and pretend to be a drunk.
All right. So you guys are going to scatter around throughout the bar?
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm going back downstairs to that thing of armor.
I want to see the thing of armor.
Oh wait, I have a question. So, do we? Who was that person that was that we kept saying it was invisible or something? I forget who it was. Do you remember who I'm talking about?
Invisible
oh yeah, that
Susan.
was my,
Yeah.
that was my,
Invisible
Susan. Susan.
Oh, there's a room back here. Oops, my bad.
All right. So where is everybody going? You guys going back downstairs? Okay.
Yep.
1, 2. Joe can go
Rocks.
down there. Joe's going downstairs. Ed, where are you going?
Edvard is going to be like right near the stairs, but like downstairs.
Okay, I'll move you there. Right here?
Yeah.
Gregory's at the bar, or Grok is at the bar.
I need some water really quick. I'll be right back.
Okay.
There's Grok. Let's see where am I gonna go. How much does it cost to play with these? How did it ping? Because
You-
weren't there people down here playing?
Left click and hold, and it'll ping.
Let's see, select them.
Oh, the people that were here.
There we go. Yeah, isn't that the table right there?
Pretty sure, yeah.
Alright, I will head over there and watch.
Yeah, they're just playing their penny game still.
Yes.
Erelana wants to see the suit of armor, like, moving.
Are you back, Lily?
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. So, you guys begin spending some time around the tavern. Is anybody doing anything in particular? Right now, you just need to kill time until the people that she's waiting on show up.
Gregory's just looking around for anything suspicious. Anything seem out of place? Anybody, but he's pretending to get drunk, but he's only has one drink.
Could I play the flute that I have on me?
Sure, roll performance with the flute, Edvard. Grok, what are you doing? Sorry.
He's just pretending to drink, but he's really only got one cup, and he's not drinking. And
Okay.
he's just clocking the room, looking for anything suspicious, anything out of place, anything like that.
You begin playing some music, Edvard. It's nice music. You make you make 2 silver pieces in tips. Anyone else?
I'm examining this armor thing to see if maybe it has the capability to fight. I'm like looking at the sword and everything to see if everything's good on it.
I don't believe it actually has a sword.
Oh shit.
Let me double check. Yeah, it doesn't have a sword, but it just looks like a suit of armor. And it salutes at you as you examine it. And it does poses,
Does it flex?
like as it does. Erelana?
Yeah, I'm just watching Alvazir in the suit of armor.
Out of character, kind of. If I gave it a weapon, would it use it?
Oh, you gotta find that out in character.
Oh.
Well, I wonder if the thing will defend itself if you were to attack the armor.
I'm pretty sure the fucking bouncer outside would sooner affect us.
Alvazir, are you giving it a weapon?
I'm trying to decide if I want to give it a weapon because I don't know if it'll actually fight with it. That's why I'm standing here examining it.
Grok, what was that insight for again? Sorry?
I'm just looking. I don't trust any of these shady people. Looking for anything out of place. Anybody doing
They're
anything
all shady
suspicious? Excellent. They're all equally shady.
I guess I'll do the same thing, just generally look around and see if there's any other, like, people or extras rooms or something we haven't seen.
I want to see if anyone's especially shady. Hey.
Well, we know someone's especially shady.
So, you infer... who is Bernice, not Bridget or Susan?
That's me.
Alvazir, you were doing for the whole room or just the armor?
It's the whole room.
The whole room, you infer that if a fight were to break out, not a damn person will lift a finger to help whoever it is. Not only that, but they all seem to be pretty selfish and self-absorbed into the stuff like that. They would sell Tarina out for a single tall glass of ale.
Yep.
In addition, you infer that the bouncers, the half-ogre outside and the animated armor, will only intervene in a fight if the staff, these two people, are threatened.
Fun.
Otherwise, you guys are they're gonna clear the area and get out of the way, but no one's going to help either side unless they are bribed into it. These people are very, very money motivated, and they all are wearing weapons. Everyone in this bar is armed.
The technical term for Grok is cash poor. He is not in a position to bribe. Unless they want a gun show. And he flexes.
You guys hear rumors around the bar. Is that all you're doing for now? You ready for some time to pass?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
With some time passing, you hear two more rumors through the bar. The first one is the Flaming Fist is decapitated. The captains have already started bickering over who should be in charge with Ravengard gone. With him out of the way, who will be the next Grand Duke, I wonder? My money's on Thalmara van Thomper. Practically born in the sewers she was, and she's more vicious than a swarm of rats.
Thalmora. How do you spell her last name?
VANTHAMPUR.
Van Thomper.
Could we inquire to these rumors to try to get more info?
You absolutely could. However, suddenly there is a ghostly sound that fills the entirety of the tavern. A whispering that raises until in Elvish. Does anyone here speak Elvish?
Yep.
I also do.
Shit, do I? Let's see.
I don't know if I technically do or not, even though I'm Elvish.
Oh, I do.
A song begins to rise in the bar, coming from nowhere, but sounding as if it were everywhere.
How does everybody speak Elvish but me?
I don't know. You're a changeling.
For those of you who speak Elvish, you can understand what the ghostly singer sings, her female voice, beginning the song. As it starts, everyone in the bar goes silent. There isn't a single sound. It sounds as if people are even holding their breath, so enamored are all the patrons with the song. It feels almost perverse if you were to make any sort of sound right now. The song goes as follows. Oh, sing a song of Elturel, of water, woods, and hill. The sun dawns on her ruddy cliffs, and fields green and still. This land of long abiding joy, home of the strong and the brave, renowned by all across the realms, and never once a slave. Oh, sing a song of Elturel when foes are at her door, her fields torn by cloven feet from some infernal shore. Arise, the mighty Hell Riders, take up your swift, keen swords. Then charge into the hellish fray and scatter devil hordes. Oh, sing a song of Elturel, and when the night does fall, sleep safe beneath companions' light until the dawn does call. We're bound by mortal covenant that only ends with death, and so we'll sing of Elturel until our final breath.
Nice.
So
Good
that's
job,
for
bro.
the investigating, like the origins of the song. Like, would I know where it came from, or is that the wrong roll?
What did you roll, sorry?
I rolled investigation to see if I can like discern, like the
Where it came
origins
from?
of the song, not like the lyrics where they would have came from.
Sounds like it's singing about Elturel, the city that has been razed to the ground. You do note that, you know what the companion is. It's the artificial sun that burned above the holy city to keep undead out.
Cool.
Grok doesn't know why, but he is sad.
Oh.
Poor Grok.
What are you guys doing? The bar slowly returns to its normal conversations now that the song is over.
Can I talk to the people like around me and ask if the song is a common thing? Like,
Never heard that one before, the people around you say, but Alan would know more. She sings the same song apparently every night. That I don't think was it though.
Alan
Edvard-
is the
Edvard.
barkeep.
Edvard's eyes
Yeah.
narrow, and he heads towards the bar to try to find out more.
Cool.
I guess I will as well.
Grok's just wiping away tears. I'm so sad. This sounded so sad.
Oh.
Poor Grok.
Grok.
Edvard like knocks on the counter to try to get the barkeep's attention.
Alan turns around to look at you. He says, looks a little shocked. The man looks like he's seen a ghost.
Poor guy.
Some of your patrons said this is a common thing. How long ago did it start? And has it been the same song every single time?
He says ever since before I bought the property, that song's been going. And it's always been the same one every time. I've never heard it change like that.
Hmm. Edvard's like pondering right now, like with his like hand over his mouth and his beard and stuff like that, and that's quite strange if it's been happening for so many years, it sounds like.
Sorry, I missed that.
Edvard is kind of pondering and like muttering, that's strange that it's been happening for so long and it's suddenly changing like that.
The bartender agrees with you. He says, I couldn't really focus too much on the lyrics. I was so surprised, but The Hell Riders. Ain't that been a name that's happened lately?
Yes. Grok was not able to understand the lyrics, but Grok knows who the Hell Riders are. Those are the guards from Elturel that the Flaming Fists do not like.
Yeah, you could roll more information on them if you wanted.
I will do that.
What would we roll for that? You know,
Natural 20.
no more than me.
A 19 with Grok's intelligence added.
You have a -1 to intelligence.
I do.
Jesus.
Okay, wow. Yeah, that's a nat 20. So, the Hell Riders were named long ago when they descended into the Nine Hells on horseback to fight devils. Most of them never returned. Those that did refused to talk about what had happened.
Yes. The Hell Riders went to fight the devils in the Nine Hells. Rumor is they were defeated. They came back, and they do not talk of it. And now they hung around Elturel.
Edvard is still trying to figure out why such an elven song that's based around another capital is being played in this random bar and apparently it's been happening for a while now. Could Edvard question some of the other patrons on exactly when it what had it started and stuff like that? See if anyone of them know.
For what purpose, sorry? You're asking around the bar?
I'm asking around the bar to see when the songs first started. How long ago it was it?
Since before it was a bar is what you get from all the patrons.
Before it was a bar.
But the song of Elturel was new today.
Yeah, no one's ever heard that one before. You find that out after just some normal asks. That had never happened before.
Can I roll a history to remember when Elturel got destroyed?
For when Elturel got destroyed?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was a couple weeks ago.
Oh, it was a couple weeks ago? Okay.
Yeah, not long.
Why is an elven song being played here?
That's why everything is going to crap in the city, is because Elturel vanished and took the Archduke with it. And all the refugees from around Elturel are trying to get into the Baldur's Gate now.
Edvard goes back to his corner by the stairs, trying to ponder over the information he's learned and try to make sense of it. Being one that's kind of attuned with nature and stuff like that.
Okay, so you're heading out of the bar?
I'm heading back to the corner I was in.
Okay, you head to the corner you were in. You do glean a bit more information too as you ask around. It sounds like normally the song from those few patrons who can speak Elvish and Alan himself, the song up until today, every single time for years and years and years, was about a unnamed lover lost at sea. You also find out that no one is sure how this started happening, but it's been going on for a long time and no one can predict when it will sing. Sometimes weeks will go by, sometimes it'll sing every night, sometimes it'll sing more than once a night.
It's haunted. Grok is sure of this.
Do we know what this place was before it was a bar?
Everyone says Alan's run this place for decades.
Alan,
Yeah,
was this a bar before you bought it?
he shrugs.
Good conversation. All right, Grok settles back in to wait, looking for these marauders, knowing we're on our own. Oh, he leans over to Erelana, and Grok goes, if you have any spare money, we could probably bribe some of these people to fight with us.
I don't think that's a good. Actually, let me see how much money I have. I don't actually remember.
That's a good one.
Just a reminder, I literally have 0 money.
Yeah.
I also have 0
I
money.
have
I don't think I have enough to
Yes,
bribe
we
people
are.
with.
coin, but I don't know how much. I don't know what currency that is.
What do you have?
10 gold, something like the gold ones.
Yes,
Gee,
that is
that's
the
cool.
That's
currency.
gold coins.
Jesus, you're rich, Joe.
I mean, I was the one who had to fucking pay to bribe.
How am I rich? I live in the, I'm a hermit in the forest. How am I rich?
I don't know. You got 10 gold.
Oh, is that enough to bribe people?
One way to find out.
Gotta persuade some people.
I also have a question. How much do these people like this bar?
They all seem to come for that song, is what you find. It's a very staple part of the bar.
What if we can talk them into helping us over keeping the bar?
Well, we don't know if the bar is gonna get fucking completely destroyed.
It's gonna get destroyed. We're gonna start a bar fight.
Create bonfire to get out of this.
Yes. Grok thinks we should sell protection money to Alan. Yes.
Does anyone have good persuasion by any chance?
I would hate for anything bad to happen at your bar.
Oh my goodness.
Erlana isn't actually saying it out loud, but she thinks we should just raise the place to the ground the minute that they all get inside. She's not actually saying that, but that's what she's thinking.
Alvasir, what type of priest is Alvasir?
The one that has flame strike and lightning shit.
Oh, well,
Storm.
Fire?
the storm, so the Tempest domain. Nice.
Yep.
I mean, I have that.
Alright.
I have that. And
At least you didn't say like the law domain or something, as we're trying to think of how to extort a barkeep.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, I didn't say it. You said it. I was saying we needed to protect the people in the bar.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Easy with the firestorm there. You got to keep that holstered.
Yeah, we gotta wait for the time that that's actually useful.
Don't. I would.
I'd put that away.
Yeah, that's an emergency. That's
Yeah,
break
I-
glass in case of emergency. You don't
I
want to
have
just pull
put
that
that
out in a regular
away.
fight.
I did
What
not
level are you? You
actually
don't have
fire
that
storm.
yet.
I can't. You can't. Yeah, that seems like a really high level spell.
It
7d10. There's holy moly. I think.
Why do I have that on my front page? I don't understand. I really don't.
Oh, because it's on your spells list. Because I told you, you know all the cleric spells, you just can't cast some of them yet because you're not a high enough level because you can't prepare them.
Right.
So it's
But
on
why is
That makes sense.
it's on your front page because it auto calculates it as an attack.
Yeah, that's a 7th level spell. You're not going to get that until you're like close to level 13 or something.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, well. Clearly I didn't cast that then.
For a moment, Alvazir is like, I control all fires. I control the flame. And then you put your hands together and a little puff of smoke comes out.
This is serious Eliana vibes. Eliana's my slightly insane sorcerer. Just slightly insane.
Only slightly.
Well,
Insane sorcerer. Nice.
I apparently have some kind of alt personality to you guys named Susan, so
That's where Susan went!
she's actually my god, so...
Burn.
Patch out of character. What happened to Susan?
Susan
was my alternate.
Yeah, there was no.
Susan
there was no
supposed
Susan.
to be our, I think, 6th person.
Yeah, we didn't have a 6th
Big
person,
fishbone.
so we
You guys haven't
made
seen
it
him
up.
for a while. 8 humans saunter into the bar.
Oh,
Oh shit.
Oh,
fire.
We tried.
Gregory perks up, or Grok perks up. I keep forgetting which persona I'm running with.
Alright, we're gonna fight.
I'm hiding behind the armor, kinda.
Yeah. Ooh, the armor.
That's a good move.
Erelana goes over here so she doesn't have to see any of them. Just kidding.
8 humans saunter into the tavern. One moment. I just gotta change the music.
I don't even have to roll a perception. I think I've spotted Captain Deadeye.
These guys saunter into the bar. Their leader is a brawny man with a cloudy right eye, a cruel sneer, and a pirate swagger. The others are an savory, rowdy bunch who begin to act as if they own the place. The dead-eyed man walks up to the table that you guys had sat at earlier and plonks his foot down on the table.
I'm trying to motion to Joe, like even before the guy can get into a monologue or say anything. I'm trying to give Joe a subtle signal, like, punch him in the face or something.
You just straight
I'm wanting, I'm going to kick it off.
Hey,
I'm
bro.
not. I don't know if he could see me. We didn't really work out a prearranged signal, so I'm just trying to.
Joe.
Joe, hit him, Joe.
Hey, Ruff, I have a question.
I have an answer.
Can I roll athletics to see if I can grab 2 of my hand axes and throw them in quick successions as fast as I can to take out 2 of the guys?
You can make an attack, but you can't go 2 attacks at a turn yet. You'll be able to do that when you're a higher level.
Oh, okay. So can I roll athletics to see if I can...
You
throw
just
my-
roll an attack. So on your sheet, you should see it says hand axe somewhere.
Yes, I do.
Just click that.
Alright.
Whoop, kicking it off.
And which one are you attacking?
The guy closest towards me, I'm hoping to throw it at him.
Obviously, you can't occupy the same space as the armor, so I just moved you up one.
This guy, the guy who's sitting on the table, or one of the guys behind him?
The guy at the table, I'm hoping, like, if he dodges, it'll hit the other guy behind him. That's what I'm hoping for. Is that okay, or...?
Yeah, roll to hit.
Alright, so hit the axe. Do you got it?
You don't need to throw it, though, to hit the guy in front of you. You can swing
Oh.
your big axe at him if you wanted.
Swing
Like,
that big axe?
he's just beginning to talk. He's not expecting anyone to immediately attack him. Joe will get a single attack off before a fight starts if you do this, as you quickly grab your big battle axe and swing it at him before he's ready.
Okay, so press my axe, right?
Yep.
I did.
Whichever weapon you're using, press it.
Yep.
Did you press it, Joe?
Yeah.
Is it in the chat bar? Does anyone see it? Oh, let me look.
I don't
No.
see it.
Would that be an advantage type thing, or?
It is actually. So, Joe, here I'm gonna tell you how an attack works. First off,
Yes.
you're getting advantage right now because you're surprising him. So at the top of your sheet, you should see it says advantage, normal, disadvantage.
Advantage? Yes, yeah.
Now, if you go down a little bit, underneath your hit points, underneath your hit die and death saves, you should see attacks and spellcasting. Click where it says Great Axe.
Yeah, not in your inventory. The attack.
Oh. Attack.
It's
where?
right. It's right underneath where it says death saves.
Yep, click where it says Great Axe.
Inventory, but
Oh, I see it now. There we go.
Do you fly into a rage too?
Yeah, I might as well. Since
All right, you activate rage, so now you're dealing 2 additional damage. Yeah, that's gonna hit. So now click in the chat bar. Well, first off, on your character sheet, now change where it says advantage to say normal.
Alright, normal.
Yeah, you only change it to advantage or disadvantage if I say. Otherwise, make sure it's on normal before any and all rolls, okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You hit. Now, in the chat bar, Click where it says Great Axe in the chat bar.
In the chat bar. Okay.
6 plus 2.
6. Yeah.
6 damage.
You can add a global damage modifier for your rage, so it'll calculate it automatically.
Oh, so press my rage then?
Yeah.
Alright. Oh,
Yeah.
wait.
But that's so it's 6 plus 2.
You deal 8 damage. Joe, this dude comes up, opens his mouth as if he's about to say something to address the bar. You stand up from your chair and crack your axe directly into his chest.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's how we start the party.
He's wearing sort of a leathery armor, I think. Let me double check what he's wearing. Yeah, he's wearing studded leather armor, so your axe doesn't cut entirely through or into his chest, but it does deal damage as he staggers back underneath the weight of your swing. He takes that 8 damage, and then a fight breaks out. Everyone roll initiative.
I've forgotten where that is.
It's up at the top right by your armor class.
Dang, 23.
Just Bridget.
Damn, just Bridget. Killing it.
Yeah, just bridge it.
Wait,
The
how
odd
did you
time I
wait,
roll
wait,
fine.
6.
What's that?
Yeah, it's a weird number.
Wait, 1 6.
Oh, that's my
It's a break
dexterity
ties.
for tiebreaker. I have it set to calculate the tiebreaker. So
Oh, okay.
it's an 8. But if anybody else gets an 8, then we go to our dexterity, and whichever one's higher
Okay.
goes first. It's in the if you go to the gear wheel next to spells, there's a whole bunch of different settings you can set, and I just have it set to calculate the tiebreaker. Add dex tiebreaker to initiative. It's right there in the middle.
Awesome.
Yeah, because when you have a bunch of people, like you see there's 2 guys that got 2 17s and 2 guys that got 2 13s and 2 guys that got 2 21s. So that happens a
Erelana,
lot.
you're up first.
Okay.
Breaks out into fighting. The people not with the bandits and not with you are doing their best to stay out of it and will move at the end of the initiative order.
Okay.
Otherwise, they are in your way and they will not let you pass through their squares.
So I have to go like around.
You have to go around people.
I mean, still technically within my move speed.
You can get there in 20 feet.
Yeah.
Gruck.
I'm just seeing if what
Gruck
level.
would say, "Don't get close. Don't get close. You're squishy."
Yeah, I don't think I have the option to like disengage as a bonus action now yet. Nope. Yeah, I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna go there, because that's within 20 feet. And I'm gonna attack this guy with one of my short swords.
Okay. Charge forward, swinging your short swords at this dude. He's barely got his own scimitar out of its sheath, and you swing into his side, getting a hit.
Is Erelana a rogue or a sorcerer?
She's a rogue.
Okay. That makes more sense.
You slash into his side, dealing 5 points of damage. Yeah.
And I can't
Staggers
disengage
back,
it.
hollering in pain.
Cool. I can't disengage as a bonus action, can I?
Not yet.
You have
God damn it.
When you're higher level, you
it's
can.
level 2 that you
I
get
know.
that action.
Alvazir,
That
you
sucks.
visibly have your weapons out and ready, correct?
Yep.
That guy swings at you. Does a 5 hit your AC?
There's a 5 hit your AC.
Yeah, the answer is no.
Can I say nope instead? And do... I can't link it. How do I do it? That's not what I want. How do I link my, like, racial things?
There should be a little chat bubble. There you go. He didn't hit you with an attack.
He didn't hit me?
No, he
Oh,
missed.
He had a 5.
I misunderstood.
Yeah, he was trying to ask you, does a 5 beat your armor class?
Oh, no, I have 18. No, we're good.
Yeah, it was a big miss.
Joe, in maneuvering around, this guy steps out of your attack range, meaning that you get an attack of opportunity on him if you want.
So just if you want to
You
hit
get
an
to make
attack
an
opportunity, use
attack
your
with
axe.
your great axe.
Let's see. Alright, I'll attack again with my great axe. So I press my axe again, right?
Yeah.
Alright.
9.
Damn.
As he runs by, he raises his own sword to block it, and then he takes another... This guy also takes a swing against Alvazir. The 22 will hit you, however.
Do me?
Now you can Wrath of the Storm him.
Okay,
He is
now
going
I
to deal... He's going to deal 2 slashing damage, so he still hurts you. But he's also now being struck by lightning.
Okay. And I roll wisdom for that?
No, you rolled 2d8. And did you want to do lightning or thunder damage?
Ooh.
Gotta dodge out of the way.
Probably lightning?
The difference is lightning is electricity and thunder is more like sonic damage.
Electricity? Maybe he'll get paralyzed? I don't know how that works.
You hit him, you call forth a bolt of lightning that descends from the ceiling. It cracks to the ground. He's unable to dodge out of the way in time, and the bolt strikes him directly in the back of the head. He jerks and shudders on the ground before falling still, smoke and steam roiling up from his burned and dead body. First blood goes to Alvazir, gaining inspiration for gaining the first kill of the session.
I have 3 inspiration now, just so
So you can only hold one at a time. If you get more than one, you can give it to someone else.
Okay. Who doesn't have one?
I don't have one.
Okay, take it.
Edvard, you watch this dude get hit by lightning, and you're inspired by it, either because you're like, man, I'm glad that isn't
I mean,
me, or
I'm a druid, so anything that deals with like nature stuff, like lightning bolts and stuff like that, would probably inspire.
he goes, oh, lightning. Seeing that Alvazir just called lightning from the sky, another dude tries to hit her, now prioritizing her.
I can now do that again.
Yeah. Yeah, you see it again, he doesn't know that. But he rolls an 8, so you just block with whatever weapon you're using.
Okay, damn.
Damn!
She just wants to shock them all to death.
Oh, also, I took 2 damage from the last one. How do I... Oh, there.
Oh,
Never-
Just
sure.
change your HP on your sheet.
Yep.
There we go.
By the way, you can just hit subtract or plus and it'll all calculate.
Yeah.
Joe, a guy swings at you, but in your rage, you grab hold of, like, the flat of his blade in one hand and growl at him before pushing it away. He's unable to hit you.
Alright, so let's see. Okay.
Not your turn yet, Joe. There's someone else going. Alvazir, does a 13 hit your AC?
No, I have 18.
Okay. Now, Joe, it's your turn. As another guy swings at you, Alvazir, but it just clanks against your heavy armor.
Let's see. I'll attack again. Let me. Hey, I gotta stop minimizing that. There we go.
Ooh. Joe's going big time.
Sweet Jesus, Joe. Was that on their leader? This guy here?
Yes, sorry. I'm texting my family right now. Sorry.
That's fine, Joe. The party loves you, I'll tell you that.
Yay!
Hit that
So
dude.
click damage. click the name on the thing again.
Oh, right.
21
Holy
damage
shit.
plus 2 from rage, so 23 damage
23 damage.
at level 1. Jesus fucking Christ.
Man.
I'm so new to the game. I don't know what those numbers mean.
So, Joe,
That's really good.
Joe, what happened
Really?
is you rolled a natural 20. On a 20-sided dice, when you roll a 1 or a 20, something amazing or something terrible will happen. You just rolled a 20.
Yay!
Yes, and that essentially means that instead of rolling the normal
Normal damage
Uh,
die, which is 1d12 for the Great Axe.
you got to roll both.
Wait, roll both?
You essentially rolled twice instead of once, potentially doubling your damage because of how good you were. Of the lucky roll, essentially.
Yay! So did I press the Great Axe again?
No, it automatically does it whenever it crits.
Oh, okay.
So you'll
Yeah.
see in the chat like the numbers are green. That means you rolled the highest value on that die. And if it's for like a hit die, it'll be a 20, and that or like a save die or a skill die or something like that, it'll be 1d20. And if you roll a 20, it's considered a crit, and crits tend to get you the most value.
Yes. All right.
Whereas
Well,
if you roll a
essentially,
1,
Joe-
it means you tend to lose your weapon.
Yeah, what happens here, Joe, is that as the dude is still reeling from your first hit, you roar, bringing your great axe around a second time, and the blade digs directly into his cheekbone, tearing off a large portion of his face. He cries out in pain and anger, and you can barely sort of make the word, "What the fuck?" through your rage. Apparently they're giving as good as they're getting, Erelana, however, as the guy behind his boss takes this opportunity while you're distracted by Joe's strike to dart in with his scimitar, and he jams it up through your chest, hitting you for 4 damage, as he rolls really terribly.
Perfect.
He gets
The-
shocked.
The guy that Joe has been bullying since his entry has his scimitar and a dagger out in his offhand now. He swings twice at Joe with his scimitar and then once at his dagger. Joe, what's your AC?
My AC is.
Armor class. It's next
Oh,
to
armor
initiative.
class 15.
15?
Yes.
So, as hold on. As Joe has been just destroying this guy, he now gets a chance to swing back. And Joe, you're a barbarian. When you're raging, you take half damage from anything that's non-magical, essentially, right? Slashing, piercing, and bludgeoning. Which is very good, because his first scimitar rakes against your upper shoulder, dealing 9 slashing damage, before it gets reduced by half, rounded up to a total of 5. So you take 5 damage instead of the 9, because you're so angry you don't feel your wounds.
Yeah. Yay.
His second swing, you duck
So-
underneath, only in time to find his dagger lodged into your rib cage. Again, you still don't really feel the pain fully, so instead of the 7 damage he rolled, you only take 4. So,
Total 9 damage.
total of 9 damage. Click your token, Joe, and you should see a little green bubble appear above it, right?
Yep.
Click the green bubble, and then type in -9. There you go. No, not just 9, you have to do -9.
Oh.
So go back up to 15.
Oh, okay.
Nope, you just brought yourself to 0. Okay, now do -9.
Okay.
Then
we go.
there you go. So you're at 6 HP. Edvard.
Edvard is going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I am going to use Shillelagh.
Shillelagh. Okay.
That didn't really do much.
You touch your quarterstaff, and it grows thicker, a little bit larger, and hums with magical energy as you swing it at the bandit. You miss, however, and smash a nearby stool.
and bonus action on my healing word on Joe.
Cool. What word do you pick?
I'm gonna pick punch.
Joe, Edvard yells punch at you. The magic laced within the words flows through your ear and into your soul as your body knits itself for 7 points. So now click your token, green bubble, and then type +7 as Edvard heals you.
+7. Whoa.
Bringing you back up to 13.
Thank you.
Alvazir, Lady of Lightning, apparently, you're up. Oh, God in heaven.
Okay, these two people, by the way, the
You're
two,
gonna hit some
the
allies.
bottom one.
You
Wait,
can't
what?
it can't choose who you hit. It's everyone
Yeah.
around you at 15 yards.
It's a 15.
That's the 2 creatures within 5 feet, up to 2 creatures.
Huh?
It says up to 2 creatures within 5 feet, so it'd be the 2 people right next to me.
Wait a minute. Does it really only do 2 creatures?
Yeah, it says up to 2 creatures.
The hell? Let me look at Thunderwave. Hold on. You might have found something that I didn't know about.
A wave of
Thunderwave
thunder.
really only let you do at least up to 2.
It says each creature in a 15-foot cube.
Yeah, that's each creature. That means that it's going to hit everything in the 15-foot cube.
Yeah, you
Oh,
wanna
mine
be
says
careful with
up
that
to
because
2.
you got allies next to you. You're gonna make that armor mad at you, and he's gonna attack you if you hit him with that.
No, she wouldn't hit it. So the way that it works is that Thunderwave, you pick a direction, and everything in a 15-foot cube in that direction gets hit. It would be everyone in that cube if she picks that way.
Oh,
Yep.
so I can't go like. Shoot.
Meaning that Erelana and Joe would need to roll con saves too.
Can I kind of?
Yeah, I think you may have copied the wrong spell.
Can I go like over here and then shoot it? But I can't go around people, right? So I'm kind of stuck in my corner.
You
Well,
could-
there's the guy above you's dead, so you can go to the north.
and then shoot it downwards like let me see. Shoot it
You're gonna
downwards
hit
like
Joe no
this.
matter what, really. It doesn't angle. This is a 15-foot cube. They don't angle.
Oh, okay. Let's see then. How about? I can do that. Just a second, trying to do it. How do I do it?
There you go.
All right. What was your target? As a note, Alvazir, you're in melee right now. You have dudes trying to beat you to death with shit. If you can try to aim, like make a ranged attack, like aim a spell, then it's going to be at disadvantage because you have dudes right up close to you right now.
How far can I can go?
That's a ranged attack, so if you try to shoot a ranged attack, you're going to roll at disadvantage. If you leave there without taking an action to disengage, every person who was within 5 feet of you gets to swing at you.
So these 3 would all
Yeah.
swing.
Oh my god. Okay, then I back up into this corner.
They will all swing at you. Unless you take the
so
action
so
to
if you move,
disengage.
so if you move here, this guy here gets a swing at you.
Yeah, essentially, Alvazir, when you leave a person's threatened squares, so normally
Okay.
within 5 feet of a people, essentially, if you leave an area where someone who is hostile to you could attack you in, then without taking the action, the disengage action, they get a chance to swing at you. It's what Joe did to that guy who got around behind you.
Okay, well, I guess I'll just punch him.
All right, roll damage. Which
With
one
your
were you aiming
warhammer. Nice.
at? Which one were you aiming at?
Wait, Warhammer is two-handed. I can sweep, right?
Do you have your shield out?
No.
Okay, then yeah, you can use your warhammer two-handed.
Okay.
So, which one were you swinging at?
Especially this guy in front of me. How do I?
The guy right in front of you?
Yeah.
That one?
Yeah.
Yeah, you hit him. Now roll the damage. You bash him for 10 bludgeoning damage, knocking out several of his teeth, breaking his nose, and he staggers back into the table. It's clear that guy's on his last legs. He doesn't seem very coherent anymore. Why is Phallistar on initiative? Go away. Okay. Erelana, the bandit, the dude in front of you, moves to here and is going to try to stab Edvard because he saw Edvard cast magic.
Cool.
And he crits Edvard because, of course, he does.
Fucking course.
He swings his scimitar and delivers you a new nasty scar on your cheek for 6 damage.
Well, it's not fucking too bad.
Gregory.
Grok, he is going to do 2 things. As a bonus action, he is going to use his healing light to heal Edvard.
We have so much healing in our group. It's great.
Yeah, well, it's not great.
Heal and attack?
You
As a
can
bonus
if
action,
it
you
one's a bonus action. Yep.
Healing word is considered a bonus action, so yeah, you can
Yep.
heal with healing word.
Oh, I didn't know that.
What? Yeah. So I use healing light. I heal him for 2. I basically, ask my patron for help, and I point at him, and he heals. And then I point at the bad guy that just hit him, and I cast Mind Sliver.
Oh, the new one.
I try to hurt his brain.
He fails his save.
3 damage.
He takes 3 damage as you sliver into his mind. Both of you essentially see a unicorn horn appear between the two of you. For Edvard, you are inspired by this and you feel a flow of magic that heals you. For the other guy, however, he recoils in fear. Anything else, Gregory?
Nope, I'm gonna stay right there.
As a note, Gregory is currently behind the party and no one is paying attention to him, so you guys likely don't know where that came from. Erelana,
I hit him with
Yes.
my mind.
you're up.
I'm gonna hit.
Oh, hold on, sorry. The bar. The bar goes.
Yeah. Since we're back at the
The
top of
animated
the
armor retains its position, crossing its arms and watching the fight. These dudes who are at the penny table run in different directions. This guy over here goes and sits at the bar and orders a drink.
Okay.
Christ.
Everyone essentially moves around the room to keep away from the fight.
Who's more hurt? This guy or this guy?
You have no way of telling.
Cool, I'm gonna hit.
The guy to your left. The guy to your left, Joe has struck several times with his axe.
And has done quite a bit of damage.
I'm gonna
the
hit
other-
that guy then.
Okay. If you're not paying attention, guys, to how the attacks have gone against things, I'm not going to tell you. You can ask, like, what they look like, but numerically, there is no way of telling if the dude who has
Yeah,
a
that's fine.
sword
That's fine.
in his gut, or if the dude who has been axed in the face hurts more.
Yeah. So
That hits.
that's cool.
Roll damage, and you get your sneak attack.
Cool.
Which is
Because
D6.
Joe is within 5 feet.
So
Roll 1d6.
Ah, you motherfucking whore! He screams.
Ooh, he's a potty mouth.
You
14?
slash
yeah,
taking
that's 14.
advantage of Joe keeping his attention to attack a weak point.
Yay.
Doing anything else?
If I have 2 short swords, can I attack the other guy? I don't think so yet.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah,
But you just
as a
don't
bonus
get,
action.
as a bonus action you can. You just don't get your score added to the damage and to hit, isn't it?
Yeah, you don't get your no, you get it. You get it to hit, but you don't get it. You don't get
damage,
your
yeah.
You don't get the damage modifier, so you don't get that +3 to damage.
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
1d6.
Roll, just swing with it.
So I'm gonna roll to swing at the
And
guy.
then roll 1d6.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll to hit the guy north of me then.
Okay, you spin, aiming a quickened slash at the other bandit. Roll to hit.
So it's a 3.
That hits. Now just roll 1d6.
Yes. Yeah, it was a 3 that I rolled for damage.
There you go. Yep, it was just a little delayed. You deal him a
Would she
crack on
also
his
get
arm.
sneak attack on that?
No, sneak attack only happens once on your turn.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm just making sure.
Their leader points at Joe and says, "Bring him down first, then deal with the healers." Joe, one of the dudes to your left, slashes again into your side for 7 damage, but it gets half, so it's only 4 damage. Sorry, 5. Yeah, 4 damage for you.
So -4. Okay.
The guy that Alvasyr cracked over the head with her warhammer ignores Joe, however, and his orders to fight her. And he hits, dealing 2 slashing. Did you want him to get hit by lightning, Alvasyr?
So I'll just take 2 damage, right?
Yeah, you're going to take the 2 damage, and then you can decide if you want to call down lightning from the sky to hit him or not.
As a side note, how many, what's your wisdom modifier?
3.
So you can do it 2 more times. Did you want to do it now or save it?
Finish him off.
Okay.
That's the wrong thing.
Oh, sorry. Here. Wait, what am I clicking?
Your lightning. Your wrath thingy.
He's got to make a save. Yeah. and
Yep,
then you-
he's made a save. And then you get to roll 2d8. He takes half on a success, too, so you still hit him, even if you miss.
Oh,
Yeah.
2d8?
So,
6.
is that lightning or thunder? Which one are you picking?
Thunder.
The lightning cracks down in the area that the guy was a moment ago. It looks like he managed to dodge out of the way. The concussive boom, however, isn't something that he can exactly dodge. And he is hurled backwards, landing in a clump of the chairs around the table. Clearly dead from the way that his neck's been twisted.
Jesus.
Alvasyr claims another life.
She's racking it up.
Alvasyr is a harm assist.
Remind me to put a kill counter for everybody.
Alvasyr is definitely winning. Another guy strikes at you, Joe. But he nat ones, and you see a moment of weakness in his eyes as he turns to you, Joe. You can either attack him or cut his weapon in half. I'll let you do either.
Attack him or cut his weapon in half? I'll attack him. I might kill him, right? If I attack him?
Yeah, you might kill him if you attack him. Roll your great axe.
Yeah.
16.
That hits, no damage.
Not bad.
Let's see.
Do I press it again?
You press
Oh,
that.
hit
You
the chat
press.
bar now. Chat bar
yeah.
now.
Yeah.
7.
9, actually, don't
Oh
forget.
yeah,
because
raging. I forgot about raging.
you bring your axe down on this guy's head as he overextended too far away to strike at you. And with a delightful sound, your axe penetrates through the skull and into the soft gray matter beneath. You pull it out. Blood goes flying.
Jesus.
Nice. Oh my goodness.
Another one's dead.
So far, 2 and 1.
Let's see. Alvasyr, another guy tries to strike at you because he can't get to Joe. But he doesn't hit. You block with your warhammer. Joe!
Yeah.
You're up.
Yay. Alright, I'm gonna hit my attack again.
You doing it against the leader?
Yes, please.
Okay.
That hits.
This time he blocks with his scimitar.
Oh no.
Anything else?
Oh, I could do. Oh, what? I don't know what to
I
do.
don't think barbarians have very many bonus actions.
You don't really have anything else. You can move if you want, but you'll get an attack of opportunity from this guy if you leave. If you go more than 5 feet away from him.
Oh, I'll stay there then.
Okay. This guy steps to here and is going to strike at you, Erelana. And he'll hit you. Erelana, he slashes against one of your exposed legs, dealing 4 damage.
Someone help me, I'm at 1 health.
Deadeye doesn't attack this turn. Instead, he calls out, 10 gold to whoever joins the fight on our side!
Oh god.
Can I shout out 10 gold to whoever joins the fight on our side? Because I have 10 gold.
You can on your turn if you want to use a bonus action to do so, but first off, that'll be on your turn.
Okay.
That's a 12 on a percentile dice. That means that this person joins the fray, drawing a dagger. Deadeye then makes a single attack on you, Joe.
Alright.
However, you duck beneath his blade.
Yes.
Edvard.
Edvard is going to. Erelana, you need to change your HP.
Yeah, I need help.
Yeah, well, right now it's not at 1 yet. You need
Yeah.
to change it.
Oh,
Edvard.
Edvard is going. Let's see what I can do. I'm right now looking through stuff right now. I'm going to poison spray on the captain.
Okay. All right, awesome. He rolls a con as you puff a poison out. So as a note, this is a ranged attack, but since he doesn't have to roll for it, and it's the other guy rolling, you don't have disadvantage. He doesn't have advantage or anything.
Yeah.
So Alvazir, for your spells, only the ones that are ranged spell attacks get that disadvantage for using them in melee.
Okay.
It's a con save, not a dex save.
Yeah.
He fails and he takes 2 damage. Are there any other effects?
I don't think so. I think it's just poison. Let me see.
He begins to cough, his voice ragged and hoarse. It doesn't look like he's going to be able to shout again to the bar in order to promise them more money.
And then I'm gonna bonus action, healing word.
Was one of the poison sprays a cantrip, isn't it? Good.
Yep. And this is gonna be on Erelana.
Erelana, what word do you pick?
Survive.
Survive!
I like that.
The magic is laced into the words and heals you. Alvazir, or shall I start calling you Murder Queen?
Queen.
To be fair, they're doing it to themselves. They're hitting you and you're falling lightning down from the ceiling.
Murderbot 9000.
So wait, if I move away, they have a chance to hit me, right?
Unless you take an action to defend yourself while doing it.
But
And it's only a
can,
chance. It doesn't mean that they'll succeed. Just,
can I use my wrath if they try to hit me?
yeah, if they hit
Yeah.
you and deal damage, yes, you can then strike them with lightning. It's a reaction, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, then that means that you can use it essentially once per round. So once until your turn comes around again. So if you
Okay.
use it now and then they hit you before your turn comes around again, then you wouldn't be able to use it again. But
I mean, she
you'll
only
have
has
to use
1
it
charge
anyway.
left. So.
Yeah.
Right.
You want to try to run away and get them to hit you?
Well, first I'm gonna heal myself because, yeah.
Okay, you touch yourself, healing for
True,
5 damage.
true healing always starts with yourself. I've heard that.
God damn it,
And then I'm
Casson.
As you heal,
Oh shit, that's not what I meant to do. What's going on?
As you beseech your god, Alvazir, the god of winds and storms and tempests, a light rain feels like it's drizzling your cheeks as a gentling breeze wafts around your injuries, taking the pain and blood away from them. Continue with your turn. Just doing some cool flavor for you.
I'm trying to move up one, but the screen is being all funky.
So
Okay.
this
Move
one
up
here.
The bandit below conceivably tries to swing at you. However, he misses.
Oh. Boring.
I mean, you can try it again.
I'll Warhammer the guy I'm next to.
Nice. Yeah, killing it.
Did I get him?
You did. Roll damage.
Oh.
6.
Bash him. Oh, she says. Only 6 damage. Bring your warhammer down on one of his elbows, and he cries out in pain. As Murder Queen continues. her unstoppable rampage. Edvard, that guy's gonna try to crack at you, but just barely misses as you raise your quarterstaff to block. Gregory.
Grok is still staying where he's at. He is going to use another bonus action, Healing Light on Joe.
Yay.
Feel good about that, Joe. You healed for 5.
Joe, a mental image of a beautiful unicorn fills your mind. In your rage, you go, pretty unicorn, and heal.
That's right. And then,
I'm gonna kill Joe before the session's over.
Egg's just gonna choke to death, it sounds like.
Sorry, I'm a little bit sick, so whenever I laugh, I keep coughing.
yeah, and then I'm going to hit Captain Deadeye with the Sacred Flame. I'm going to point at him and summon a flame to
Lightly
potentially
torch.
1 damage.
Lightly
Yeah.
torch somebody.
Yep.
Your sacred flames gently tan his face a little bit.
And that's my turn. I'll stay where I'm at.
Erelana, before your turn begins, the patrons then begin to move again.
Great.
Seeing that the fighting isn't encompassing them, the serving staff kind of all come around here to watch.
Around Gregory.
I work at Starbucks, that's what we do.
Just
The
watch
other
people
guy-
fight.
This dude
I mean,
goes
The
around.
baristas would.
This dude goes around and begins collecting drinks that have been left behind and is drinking them.
Nice.
That guy goes into the back room there. And this dude begins rummaging through the games chest. And then you hear, oh, fuck yeah, they've got Uno! Erelana.
Gonna hit the leader guy again.
Okay. That hits, roll damage. And
I
sneak
did.
attack?
Yeah.
You can.
It's another D6, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
After the session, I can show you how you can put that on your damage modifier so it'll roll automatically.
Yeah.
That's okay. I've actually had 35 panic attacks this, so I don't think my capacity for brain
Learning.
things is very easy. It is very good. Sorry.
So, the bandit leader is standing atop of the table, and you find his calves make for wonderful, delicious targets. You slash at them voraciously. He cries out in pain, and he drops to one knee.
Cool. I'm gonna hit him again with my other short.
Sure. You hope you will.
Nope.
He, however, raises his dagger and turns your blade aside.
Icky.
One moment. I have a screamy cat. What, you don't want out? You just want his attention? You just need a bitch?
Yep, sounds like a cat.
Alright. That guy is going to swing at Joe. Guy to your left of you, Joe, raises his scimitar at you and roars. What's your AC?
It is 15.
He manages to just barely score a scratch on your back, dealing a total of 2 damage after your reduction.
2 damage. Alright. Hell
You feel a gentle tickle.
yeah.
This person rushes up with a dagger in hand. What's your AC, Edvard?
It is a 12.
She slashes you for 2 damage.
Why is it a 12 actually? Should not be a 12.
Should be 10 plus your dexterity score.
I have leather armor though.
Should be 11 plus your dexterity score.
So it'd be 13 then.
Yep.
2 damage, you
Hey.
said?
Yeah. This dude, Alvazir, seeing that you've, left him alone, decides, maybe I'm gonna leave her alone, and goes over to try and murder Erelana instead. However, he nat ones, and Erelana, you find yourself in the possession of a new shiny scimitar.
Oh yeah.
Yay!
Now you have a better weapon.
You can't really like get a good look at it right now because you've just kind of grabbed it, so you're holding it and one of your other swords at the same time. You'll need to drop one of them right now.
I'm gonna
You want to take the guy's scimitar or hold on to your short sword? The scimitar looks brand new, as if the dude had just bought it.
I want the scimitar.
You take the scimitar. You note that it has an engraving on the blade, and you just quickly, with your passive perception, read in Elvish that it says, "To Bing Bing, love mom mom."
It's mine now.
Oh my god.
The bandit says, "I just bought that. My mom gave it to me."
Too
Oh,
bad.
poor guy.
You know?
Oh, what? Sorry. Yes, I'll attack. Oh man, I'm dying.
Please don't.
If I die playing D&D, that'd be funny.
Joe, you swing, but the guy blocks with his scimitar again. It looks like Deadeye's not going down without a fight.
Curse you, dead eyes. Hurry up and die. Alright.
Erelana, you get another scimitar. This one in the back, however, as you take 2 slashing damage. As the
Icky.
guy to your southeast swings at you.
Oh. Okay.
Deadeye then goes. He is going to swing first one scimitar attack against Joe, which misses as Joe blocks. A second one against Joe, which Joe ducks underneath. And then he turns and hurls his dagger at Erelana. And the dagger will hit.
Oh.
And it buries itself in your chest, Erelana, for 7 damage.
Okay, I'm down.
No, she's dead.
Erelana drops to the ground, dagger embedded in her chest, beginning to bleed to death.
Shit
Thank
just
you,
got
guys.
real.
Can
Edvard.
we heal that when it happens?
Bro,
Not
so
immediately.
squishy.
Yeah, not unless you have a spell that heals as a
He's not
reaction.
instantly dead, don't worry. So when you guys start bleeding out, you roll death saves. It's just you just roll a d20, no modifiers. On a 10 or a higher, you get 1 success. On a 9 or a lower, you get 1 failure. Or
Okay.
sorry, 11 or higher, you get 1 success. 10 or lower, you get 1 failure.
Okay.
When you hit 3 failures, you die. If you hit 3 successes, you just stabilize.
Okay.
And you fall unconscious. Magical healing will bring them back up into the fight immediately, or you can roll a medicine check to stabilize them right away.
Okay.
Cool. Edvard.
Hmm.
Erlana's down. The bandits that were attacking her now look to you.
I crack my knuckles and cast Primal Savagery.
What the fuck is primal savagery?
I try channel primal magic, which causes my teeth or fingernails to sharpen to ready deliver a corrosive attack. I can then make a melee spell attack within 5 feet of me. On a hit, the target takes 1d10 acid damage.
It's acid damage?
Yes!
Did you just give yourself like spider hands?
Basically!
Your hands are now spiders. Alright, well describe. What happens? What do you look like as you crack your knuckles and then... Holy shit, okay. That'll hit. Which one are you doing it to?
I'm gonna hit the guy to the south.
Okay. That'll hit. Describe what you look like as you do this horrific, terrifying thing.
So the fingernails on my right hand just grow to like a kind of enormous like length. Like you would think they would like the top of like fangs of a spider's mouth, and then I just rake it across the guy's neck. Dealing 4 acid damage.
He died. He died. That's scary.
And it goes up in damage every 5 levels.
The patrons of the bar no longer seem comfortable watching this fight. And you throat with your spider hand. Alvazir, you're up.
Okay, so will Cure Wounds do anything to Erelana?
They will if you are in melee range with her.
Yeah, you
need
gotta
to
be
touch her.
close enough to touch.
Healing word is from a distance. Cure wounds is
Oh,
you need
sorry.
to touch her
Does
body.
Healing Word do anything then?
Yeah.
It will, yes.
How many times can I heal that? I think I've only used it once.
It
How
depends
many
on- it
spell
depend-
slots do you have?
It's not.
Okay.
In...
Click on
So you cast 2 level 1 slots already, because I know you did. Oh wait, no, you've only done one with one cure wounds, right?
I did a. Sorry, I did. Healing word.
No, you
Because I
did cure
wasn't-
wounds earlier, didn't you? When did you do a healing word?
To
Heal.
heal.
Wasn't close enough, so I had to have done.
No. Okay.
When she healed Erelana
Stop.
upstairs.
Stop.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah.
First off, when you use a spell, you don't need to take it off your list. You still have it, so cure wounds is still prepared.
Okay.
The amount of spells you can cast in a day are your spell slots. No, stay on that page. Don't go away from it. Are your spell slots.
Yeah.
You see where it says slots total and slots remaining?
There's 2.
Yes, that means that you can cast any of those spells that you have prepared at the beginning of the day, the ones you bubbled in red.
Yeah.
You can cast them multiple times, or you can cast them once. It doesn't matter, but you can do any one of those 2 times in any order.
Okay.
Now, you have cast 1 spell so far with 1 cure wounds. So you see how I just moved that down to 1? You just go over to slots remaining and you just lower it by 1.
Okay.
So you have 1 spell slot left. So you can
Okay.
cast Healing Word, but then you're done. You have no more healing spells for the day.
Okay. Alright. I think I get what's happening now. Then, will Healing Word actually work on Erelana, though?
Yes, it will. Healing Word will put her... Right now, for all intents and mechanical purposes, Erelana is at 0 HP. If
Okay.
you use Healing Word on her, she will go up above 0 HP, stop dying immediately, and be able to rejoin the fight at her new health points.
Oh, so if you're at 0 HP, you don't die. You're just out of the fight. And
You're
you
just
might
out of the fight, you begin to die.
Ah.
Every time on Erlana's turn, while she's bleeding to death, she rolls, I'm just going to do this to show, she rolls one of these. If she gets 11 or higher, she puts a little, do you see those successes and failures bubbles?
It's
On your death saves, guys, directly beneath your hit
Yeah.
points?
Yeah.
Yeah, you just bubble in a success or a failure. If you get 3 successes, you stop dying and you just go unconscious as your wounds slowly heal themselves and you're not actually dying. If you get 3 failures, you die.
Oh no.
Now, enemies, while you're in this bleed out state, can attack you. If they do, they give you a failure immediately. So, for instance, Erelana has 2 bandits to herself. If one of them grabbed her and stabbed her while she was dying, she would start dying faster. But it doesn't kill her until she hits 3 failures total. Okay?
Okay.
That's how death works. Right now, as a note too, if you heal her when she has 2 failures, and then she drops down and dying again immediately, her death saves reset. She's back at 0 failures.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
gonna wait on the healing then.
You're gonna wait on the healing?
Maybe.
Cool.
No.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's up to you. As a note, there are 2 people near her, and they could stab her 1 each,
Yeah, that's why I'm gonna wait.
and give her a total of 2. Well, then
No,
she
there's
might
3
die
people.
before your turn comes around.
Okay.
There's 1,
Then
2, 3.
Yeah, you can just heal her now, though.
okay, then I heal.
Cool.
I'll use the one that I already used. The 6.
What word do you say to Erelana as she lays dying on the ground?
Safe word.
Wait, what?
And
Okay.
you live again. With 6 HP.
Yeah.
Yay! 6
That's
HP.
right.
Alvin,
Establishing
there.
establishing boundaries brings you back to life.
You
No.
still have your action Alvazir, so you could do something like attack because healing word's a bonus action, so you can still swing your warhammer.
I'm just trying
There's
to...
a guy in that square.
I know, I'm trying. My screen keeps moving around whenever I try to move my character, so it's really hard to move my character.
I see. Make sure you have your token selected before using the arrow keys, and then you'll avoid that.
Nope. My whole screen is...
I don't understand what's wrong then.
Did you have your options on pan view and not select and move?
Probably. I don't know how to fix that.
On
But
top
I'm
of the
gonna
screen?
swing my hammer and hit that dude that I'm standing next to.
Yeah, up at the top left of your screen, there's a little arrow you can hit select move rather than pan
If you
view.
hover over it, you can go between pan or select and move.
No. Nope.
Not working? Oh no.
Are you using right click or left click?
I'm using left.
Oh, then I don't know. It's broken.
Yeah, okay.
You gotta call a computer doctor.
It's Patch's fault.
Alright, well, I swung a Warhammer to hit this guy.
Alright, go ahead. Now, okay. Mercy, you knock your Warhammer back like a golf clubbing.
The rampage continues.
Let's get the kill count straight so far. That's 3 for Akasyr, 1 for Joe,
And one
Yay.
for Edvard.
1 for Murdervard,
Murdervard.
Spider-Man, Gregory.
All right.
You guys have made a mistake by tangoing with your group, clearly.
Grok feeling good, hanging out here with the other workers of the bar. Yeah, he's just gonna, make snide comments, and he's gonna try to hit the captain with a mind sliver.
Such a unique spell.
A unicorn horn gores his brain, dealing 4 damage.
Shit.
And
He's swaying on the table, he's bloodied, he's wounded, he's sputtering insults and curses, and he's saying, "Who the fuck are all of you? Fucking..."
and that'll be my turn. I'll just continue to make small talk with the waitress here.
Roll a
As the rest of my party continues fighting, I'm just, flicking off spells and going back to talking.
roll a persuasion.
Ooh, a persuasion. 23.
You and the waitress enjoy small talk of recent events, and the conversation continues as she puts down a free ale in front of you.
Oh, Grok thanks you.
Hell yeah.
Erelana, you are prone on the ground right now. It costs half your movement speed to stand up.
I'm gonna move. I'm gonna get up because I don't plan on moving and attack the leader guy again.
You roll onto the palms of your hand, and then push off, back springing onto your feet.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit the guy.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna use the fancy new scimitar.
Go ahead.
Actually, no. I'm gonna use the short sword.
Okay. A 13 might not actually hit him. It does.
Yay!
Which one are you attacking? The one to the southwest or the southeast?
He's the captain.
The
Oh,
captain.
the captain. Yeah, roll to hit. Oh no, sorry, that's the captain. That doesn't hit him then.
Oh,
He turns you aside with his dagger.
I'm gonna try to hit with the other sword.
Go ahead.
Nope.
He blocks both strikes.
Aw,
Ting ting.
Growls at you.
she calls him mean.
The dude that has just joined the fray stabs Edvard for 4 damage.
I'm on the ground.
Oh.
Oh, no.
Edvard
No,
drops,
Edvard.
bleeding with a dagger in his back.
That bitch.
Is that a South Park reference?
The other guy swings at Erelana and connects, dealing 5 slashing damage. The one to the
Come
southwest
on.
of you. Joe?
Yes.
You're
Time
up.
for me to kill.
Jesus.
Can I make it towards the guy that killed Edvard?
You would have to walk over there unless you're going to grab a hand axe and throw it. To do so will be at disadvantage because you're in melee.
Dang it, Captain. I'm sorry.
Alright, I'll get the captain.
Okay. That hits. Roll damage.
Alright, and there we go.
Joe,
Fuck this guy.
your attack is going to kill him. He looks at you on one knee on the table. What do you want to do to him? How do you end this man's life?
I'll say we keep him alive and restrain him.
You can't.
You can't? Then
You,
kill him.
Unless
hold
you do non-lethal damage.
You can. So normally, Joe, if you want to make it this way you don't kill someone, you just tell me before you roll that you want to deal non-lethal damage. That means that instead of aiming to kill, you're like hitting with the flat of your axe instead of the sharp end. meaning you're seeking to knock him out instead of to kill him.
Yay, that works.
I will let you retroactively say that you want to knock him out.
Yes, please.
Cool, your attack will knock him out. How do you want to do it?
Smash him in the head with the flash of the axe?
You do so, and there's like a little dong sound as he collapses onto the table. One of the others yells, "Captain!" Deadeye is knocked unconscious by Joe.
Yes. Wait, what?
This guy runs away from you, Erelana.
Yay!
Actually, no, he just moves over his dead buddy's body,
Aw.
steps into Edvard's square, reaches down, grabs Edvard, and holds a knife to his neck as he picks up the bleeding out Druid. He looks at you, Joe, and says, "Let the captain go, now, or else he gets it."
Ooh.
Ooh.
Is it my turn, or...?
With his knife, the guy that is holding Edvard, and says, "You, heal him!" And he points at the captain.
I mean, the captain's just
Hey.
unconscious.
I have a question, Ruff.
I have an answer.
So you said every time a character comes back, dies, come back to life and dies again, they'll restart back to 0, right?
What? Dies and comes back to life? That doesn't happen.
I mean, when their HP goes 0.
Out of
Oh,
death.
yeah, when they go to 0, yeah.
So
But remember, he's at 0 right now, so he's at death failures. If he dies, if he hits 3 failures, he is dead. Healing's not going to help him.
Okay.
You would need to go find someone capable of bringing his soul back into his body. Why? What are you planning on doing?
I was thinking about, I just kill his captain in front of him, and if Erelana dies, we just bring her back to full health, bring her back to HP again or something.
You can try and do that, but it's risky. Edvard might die permanently.
I will not do that then. No, I will not risk it.
Yeah, if you don't want to risk it, then it's safer to not. For now, however, that is what the guy's doing. He prepares an action to slit Edvard's throat. The captain snoozes. Edvard, roll me a death save.
I'm going to. Can I use an inspiration on it?
Yeah, I'll allow it. You get 1 success. Alvazir, you've been told to heal the captain, or else this guy's gonna slit
I
Edvard's
have
throat.
no more heals.
He doesn't know that.
Oh,
Most people don't know how magic works.
It's Tabris. All of it's Tabris.
Heal him!
can
He
I
says
do
it.
guiding bolt at the dude that's holding him?
Sure, but you're gonna roll at disadvantage and to avoid
Oh,
hitting.
wait.
You're gonna roll at
Can't roll it.
disadvantage to avoid hitting Edvard because he's using
Yeah.
Edvard as a human
You-
shield.
You
I
can
can't
cast.
do it anyway.
You can cast a cantrip. You can't cast any more
Yeah.
spells.
You do cantrips like Sacred Flame.
Yeah.
What if I spare the die? Oh, I have to touch him.
Spare the Dying would be a great spell to use on him.
But I have to be next to him.
I mean,
Yep.
you could go like here,
Yeah, you have movement. You can go
Yeah.
run up to him.
Oh,
because everyone
You can
around
move
you
up to
is
30
dead.
feet.
then
As you start approaching, the guy yells, "Stay away! Stay back!
Oh, okay.
Hail the captain!" His grip tightening on the knife held at Edvard's throat.
So is he just like snoozing, or is he like in?
He's
He's
not.
He's just unconscious. Joe knocked him out and knocked a couple teeth loose, but Joe didn't kill him. He is bleeding from like the other wounds, but they're not causing. They don't seem lethal.
So I can't spare the dying on him and
No.
like pump fake shit.
No, because he's not dying. Well, I mean, hold on. People don't know how magic works. You could totally cast Spare the Dying, and it would not work. And unless this dude has seen it cast before or understands how clerics and stuff work, he has no way of saying what you did. Fuck, you could cast light on his shirt, and the dude might not understand what it is you did.
There we go.
You cast mending. What do you mend?
I'm
Probably his armor.
Yeah, I'm mending his armor so it doesn't look like he's bleeding anymore.
You mend the spot where Joe hit him earlier in the chest. The axe, like, slash reconnecting itself.
There you go.
The bandit seems pleased with this and says, "All right, now go line up on the far wall." Oh, that also takes a minute to do, so you begin casting it. You're not going to finish for another 10 rounds.
Oh shit. Well,
I mean, it's
standing there.
okay. Again, you look like you're doing magic shit, which is what the dude had asked you to do.
Well, I'm gonna stand there mending his armor, I guess.
Crockery.
I like that plan.
The dude seems pleased because he doesn't understand that what you're doing right now isn't
Yep.
anything useful.
Has
you
that guy? Has that guy?
glowing with magical energy.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, Crockery.
Has that guy taken any damage? Does he look like he's bleeding or anything?
The
guy that's holding Edvard?
Like he has been injured at all yet.
Oh man.
Edvard, you're barely conscious. You can say stuff.
Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna run up to him and stab him.
The NPCs don't let you through their space.
Oh, these bitches.
Hold on.
How far away is he? He's 15 feet. All right, I got that. I see. Here we go. I'm gonna chuck my dagger at him.
Okay.
I'm gonna.
Disadvantage because you don't want to hit Edvard.
Sure, I'll do that at disadvantage. This should be
Missing
fun.
means that you'll hit Edvard, by the way.
I'm trying to get fancy. Boop. There you go. You got it, Edvard. I tried to save you. I did my best.
Edvard,
It's just a magic, you jerk.
You lock eyes with Grok. Grok pulls a dagger, checks the weight of the dagger, like measures the distance between you and him, says, "Pardon me, excuse me," to some of the waitresses, who then look behind and move slightly out of his way enough that he can throw the dagger. He then hurls the dagger and it sinks directly into the left side of your chest, dealing you 1 death failure.
Oh no.
That's my bad, everybody.
You
That's my
could have
bad.
just done a cantrip.
The bandit then uses his prepared action to slit your throat, dealing another death failure.
Oh no.
Erlana!
I hate you, Patch.
Why?
Because it's your fault. Does he
Kill
drop
him?
me after slitting my throat?
Kill him?
Yeah,
Kill
he's
him?
dropped you. He slit your throat and dropped you to the ground and is facing Erlana with his knife.
Get him.
I'm gonna get him.
Alvin looks up and goes, "Get him! I'm gonna get him!"
That's not gonna work.
He blocks. Edvard, what are you thinking as Gregory's knife sinks?
I stab with.
Oh,
I
why
stab
did
with the other
this
one.
happen to me? I made my mistakes.
Oh my God.
So I go with the second sword and I hit him for 5 damage.
Yep, the second sword scratches against his chest, dealing 5 damage. The other dude who stabbed you in the back and caused this situation grabs hold of you, Edvard, and drags you over here.
Okay.
She leans in extra close to you and whispers, 15 gold, and I'll fix you.
Wait.
Sorry,
the guy,
no,
the
she
girl-
doesn't say 15 gold and I'll fix you. She holds the knife and says, "Give me your money."
I mean, sure, you can have the 2 silver that I only have on me.
She takes the 2 silver. She goes down to your feet. Are you wearing boots?
Probably, I think.
She checks your shoe size against her own and begins stealing your boots.
Fucking damn it. If only I was fucking level 2. Because then the fucking cat bar could come out and fucking actually deal with this situation.
Erlana, the other bandit, slashes against you, dealing 3 damage as he stabs you in the back.
Oh my God.
I'm down again.
Are you? I thought I healed you.
No,
Yeah, you got healed to 6, didn't you?
Yeah, that was when I got the first.
Oh yeah,
heal.
no, yep. Erelana drops, now also bleeding to death.
Oh no.
Joe!
Joe.
As a note, Edvard is knocking at death's door. He needs immediate attention.
Unless I fucking
Alright.
am lucky.
Is there any way for me to charge over there and kill the person? Wait, is it? Wait,
If you choose to attack, you won't be able to help Edvard. If you go here, and then here, you'll be able to roll a medicine to try and save Edvard.
I will do so.
Cool. Run over.
Alright. Let me run.
So go into the square.
There we go.
And now roll medicine as you bend down on one knee and begin to try and fix him. You're unable to stabilize him, sadly,
Shit.
and blood continues to pour.
Edvard, no.
This dude grabs Erelana and picks her up, holding a knife to her throat. He looks around and he says, "All right, let's try this again. Back up against the wall, all of you." The captain snoozes. Edvard, death save. If it's... Oh, you're still alive!
Ooh.
Literally, my life hinges on the next fucking roll. I'm at 2-2.
Akasyr.
Can I stop?
By the way, Gregory, as a note, they aren't intentionally blocking your process. It's just you're moving through a crowd of rubberneckers. They're all trying to crane around and get a look. You're just trying to get through a crowd of people constantly bumping and jostling you. So they're not actively trying to get in your way, they just are in your way. Alvazir, what are you doing? The bandit's got Erelana held hostage now, and he's saying, let's try this again. Get up against finish what you're doing with him, and then the rest of you get up against the back wall.
Don't do it.
Gregory says, don't do it.
Yep. Won't work out.
He says, don't you value your friends' lives?
I don't have anything I can do. I don't
Yeah,
think-
you just smack that guy with the warhammer.
Because I ran after him last time and he told me to stop.
Yeah, he told you to stop. That doesn't mean you have to listen to him.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't actually
Well-
have to listen.
I'm speaking as an NPC. I'm not telling that's the DM telling you to stop. Do you rush up? Erelana, what are you saying and doing? You've got your eyes locked with Alvazir's right now. The dude's knife is covered in Edvard's blood.
Erelana's just like, fix this.
Alright, I'm a charge.
As you charge, he uses his prepared action to slit Erelana's throat, dropping her to the ground and dealing a 1 death failure.
Oh no.
You then swing forward and swing, however he ducks out underneath your way. Gregory!
Gregory, fix us.
All right, Grok is gonna jump up on the bar.
You do so.
And then he is gonna run. Whoa! Who did? I'm moving
moved
my guy. I got it.
Oh.
I'm showing.
Oh,
I'm
you're
showing you.
diagonal. Yeah, got
Yeah,
it.
give me a second. He is gonna
Sorry.
run all the way over to here.
You jump up on the bar, an easy feat because of your large size, is you run across it, knocking glasses, wine, and whiskey everywhere. The bartender says, "Hey!"
And then he is going to cast Cure Wounds on Edvard, healing him for 5.
Edvard, you're healed for 5. Your life flashed before your eyes several times. Gregory, you pulled the dagger you put in his chest out.
Yep, makes sense.
Do you say
And-
your savior / arbiter of doom, Edvard?
Remind me to stick a snake in your sock.
The woman has successfully finished stealing your boots now, by the way. She looks up at you and she says, "Oh, hey, you're not gonna die. That's cool."
Just not give the boots back.
Erelana, death save. Anything
Oh,
else,
God.
Brock?
Nope, that's it.
Okay.
That's another death
You're
failure.
at 2 death failures, Erelana. The
Ooh,
guy who just stole your
hit her
boots,
with the
Edvard,
stabilizer.
he's got your money pouch, your boots, and he's running away. Gregory, you get an attack of opportunity. Edvard, you're prone, so you don't.
Gregory is gonna hit him with his stick.
Okay.
See if this works. Nope. 12.
Nope. Oh wait, yeah, this guy's not wearing armor. Yeah, you crack him on the head. Were you dealing lethal or non-lethal?
Lethal.
Yeah, you crack him on the head, splitting it open like a melon, and he staggers to here, falling. As he dies, he reaches for Edvard's boots, which had been knocked on the ground, and you hear his final words. They had such lovely souls.
Ba-dum-bum. There we
This guy
go.
grabs the captain.
Gregory's kill count is up.
Nice.
Oh, come on. This clown.
That guy grabbed the captain and is running with him slung over his shoulder.
How far does he get to move?
Well, it's not an action to lift him up, so he picks
Yes,
him
but
up.
You would think he would be like encumbered because
He is, so his speed is reduced by half, so he needs to dash to get a total of 30 feet. And that's 25 from where he started. Because he runs off into the street of Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, and Grok's asking Joe, like, why did you not kill him? What was the thinking there?
Oh, I thought we're gonna bring it to that mercenary captain
What?
guy.
There's
The one
still
that
one more.
tried to fight me.
She wants him dead.
Edvard says from the crowd.
Oh!
Launch
No.
Barbarian.
Joe, you're up. Your reach has ended because you didn't attack last turn and no one else attacked you.
Okay, I'll attack the last guy.
Go ahead.
Oh, whoops.
That doesn't hit. He blocks. He then swings at Alvazir. But
Does he
misses.
miss? Oh. Damn it.
Edvard, well, you're out of uses of that. Oh no, you've still got one, don't you?
Yeah, I've still got one.
Edvard.
I'm going to kind of like. Have you seen the way like some people can get up from like lay on their back and they just get up like that, where they have their feet on the ground and they just come up to like standing?
Yes.
Edvard does that.
He does. Guys, have you ever seen like zombies in old movies stand up? That's essentially what Edvard just did.
Oh,
Edvard is then going to walk up to this guy and do primal savagery again.
Okay.
Because he does not like being stabbed.
That hits.
That's not a match. Actually, I need to roll that.
Oh yeah, you do.
16.
That hits. As Edward Spider Hands comes back,
And I just go straight through his chest.
you go straight through his chest and rip him apart, and he dies. Alvazir.
there's no one else to fight.
There's the captain outside.
Oh, where is he? I
Outside.
can't see him.
It's out here.
Jason!
Oh, I'm going over there. Where is
Erelana, you're bleeding out. The cleric the healer is running away from you.
he? I don't have any Oh,
You
yeah, I
can
do.
stabilize with medicine.
Stabilize.
Spare the dying. Erelana, do you say anything as you see Alvazir turn to leave you here in this bar?
She yells out, "Fuck you!"
You hear a fuck you come from the ground near your ankles, Alvazir. Out of your murder queen frenzy as you look down and see your friend dying. You reach down and your wings spread wide. You channel the storm and the breeze around your hand, and it looks like a gentle sort of, wind, up until the point that lightning crackles in your hand, and then you touch her chest, giving her a which stabilizes you, and Erelana, you fall unconscious.
Okay, cool. Does my
As
death
you
saves
are-
reset?
Yeah, all your saves reset.
Yay.
Crockery. Oh, Avazir, you can now move if you wanted. You can move
Yeah,
after
but
doing stuff.
Can't attack anybody. I guess I could get out of the way.
Oh man, I can't attack anybody. I'm the cleric. I can't murder half this fucking encounter alone.
I murdered half the people alone!
Pardon me if I just go ahead and start adding a black dragon to every combat in order to balance it.
No, you need 20 black dragons to balance it.
I'll get
Per
out of the way
cleric.
so other people can move. Here, I go stand by my buddy.
Gregory's gonna use his action to dash. He's
Cool.
gonna go the full 60 feet.
You're out in the streets of Waterdeep. Sorry, Baldur's Gate. You somehow step out of the bar and end up in a different city. Yeah, you get to him. He's in the streets, the captain slung over his shoulder.
I tell him to stop.
He does not want to
Gross.
stop.
Stop. And that's all I can do. I
You
use my
roll
action. I use my action to dash. I don't have any bonus
You
action.
roll an intimidate as a bonus.
Ooh, I'll intimidate him. There we go. I'm super good at that. Here we go. Intimidate.
Boy oh boy, he immediately drops the captain at your feet and says, "You can keep him," and he just runs.
That works.
Do you let the no name get away?
I'll take a swing at him as he runs away.
Oh yeah, sure.
An attack of opportunity.
Go ahead.
Just for giggles.
You can bonk him, but he doesn't go down as he runs. And I'll declare that encounter finished. First off, everybody gets enough experience to level 2.
Yes,
Yay!
finally. How much exactly?
Finally, the second session, but finally.
Yes, because I can wild shape now.
I can also
yeah.
disengage,
The
which
guy,
is very
the
nice.
guy while running away is yelling, "We're gonna get a new captain!"
How much experience, actually, so I can put them in my shape?
Just exactly enough to get to level 2. We're
So,
doing milestone
3.
experience, so
Oh,
you're
we're
just
doing
level 2.
We're doing milestones.
I'll pick up the captain, sling him over my shoulder, and come back into the bar.
The bartender looks up from behind the counter and says, "Is it over then?
You
Yes.
still gotta kill the guy.
You gonna drag out the dead, or are you gonna make our bouncers do it?"
Can we? Never mind.
We'll drag him
Also,
out.
Alan points at the guy that you killed, Gregory. He hadn't paid his tab yet.
That sounds like a you problem, not a me problem.
I suppose it is, he says, crossing his arms. You gonna cause any more trouble in here?
No. Nope. Grok is done with the trouble. And I will loot the bodies.
Cool. Do you guys help him loot the bodies as you drag them out to the streets, or are you
I'm
leaving
getting my
that part?
boots back.
Yeah, Bart gets-
I'll help him.
All right, so you search.
Grok
Their
tells the
bodies.
rest of the party that fight went great. Grok not even hit once.
Hush, old man.
Oh, Grog.
Alvazir, by the way, holy shit, did you have to kill everybody?
I wanted to.
Oh my god!
The Stormlord commanded it.
Stormlord, Susan, excuse me. Commanded me.
Oh my god. You're terrifying. So, across the bandits, you guys find a total of 1, 3, 5, 8. Oops. Doesn't count because it fell off onto the ground. I was at 8. 9. For fuck's sake. One moment.
You really need to stop throwing things.
Nah.
Meh.
Nah.
Meh. I'm gonna change my music.
You guys find 16 silver pieces among the little bandits as you drag them out and dump them in the street.
16 silver. So
16 silver.
Cool.
Grok turns to the group and asks, "Do we want to start a group treasury?"
I have nothing to give to this treasury.
The dude
no. These 16,
Yes.
these 16 silver would go into the treasury.
The dude at the chest calls out, "Hey, does anyone want to play Uno?"
We all stare at him like, really, dude?
All right. Okay. He says,
Like we need a trustworthy person to keep track of like group
Alan
gold
says,
versus personal
if you're
gold.
gonna be dealing with this guy, bring him upstairs. Keep him out of the view of the other patrons, whatever you do
We're
to
gonna
him.
take him up to where our friend is.
Yep, I'd throw him to Joe.
Erelana, you come too.
Yeah.
Deadeye is gonna come too pretty quickly as well. You guys should probably tie him up or manacle him if you guys have anything.
I think I have rope.
Don't forget, guys, too, you still have those flaming fist badges to try and gain a bit of authority in situations should you need it.
Yes. As opposed to just killing everybody.
Yeah.
But I think that's what the fist would do anyways. So I think we're on brand.
Jesus. Yeah, so you guys bring Deadeye up. How are you tying him up? Who has rope?
I have rope.
I have rope.
I also have
Someone
rope.
else. Okay, someone's got to decide whose rope
I
we're
have a
using.
blanket.
There we go.
Are we gonna smother him now?
Are we just gonna put him into a burrito?
A burrito. Let's burrito him.
Let's burrito him and tie him up in the burrito.
Yeah.
All right, you're rolling in the blanket. You take all of his valuables, and I'll tell you what they are in a moment. And then you tie the blanket together, and Joe and Gregory, you haul him upstairs. He wakes up midway and wiggles weakly in the thing, yelling, "I'll fucking kill you! I'll kill you! I'll fucking... You know who I am!"
Ooh.
You guys all go upstairs.
Yep, we go upstairs and
Yeah.
Yep.
present him to the
The woman.
the
Old
woman.
lady.
Yeah, there you go.
The
I
feel free
waved
to
up
move
my
yourselves
armor.
around the room once I put you in it.
This was Joe's idea, so we'll see what she wants to do with him, I guess.
She looks and says, "Why is he still alive?"
We thought you
It's
would like to
Joe's
do the
fault.
honors.
Yeah, excellent question.
So I can do the honors.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. She pulls out a really big knife. The Deadeye yells, "You fucking traitor! You betrayed us! You killed the captain and stole all of our gold and money! This is your fault! You're gonna pay for this!" And he doesn't call her Tarnia, he calls her Rhonda Thunderbell.
I knew I couldn't trust her.
Do I
Oh,
know
yeah,
anything
no, this
about
is-
that name?
From an insight, no, but you do know that Deadeye is telling the truth. This is a revenge thing. Rhonda used to run with these pirates, likely stole a shit ton of money and ran away. It all seems to check out. It sounds believable. He has no reason to lie right now. He's not trying to convince you to join his side or anything. He's just cussing.
Okay.
She stands up and approaches, big machete drawn. Anybody stop her or do anything?
Hmm.
No.
Carves out his good eye.
Gregory's
Screams.
looking for anything worth lifting.
There's stuff around, but like there's nothing worth stealing from the bar
Damn
up
it!
here.
All right.
Like there's cutlery and plates and shit. With the clientele, anything worth value that would be out in the open has likely already been stolen.
Gregory ducks into this private, or Grok ducks away. He tries to do it without the group noting.
You try. The door doesn't open.
Oh, damn it. He tries to go to this one.
You've already been in there.
Yep, that's the displacer room.
Yep.
She keeps carving out his good eye until she's got the eyeball pulled out entirely. She cuts off the stalk and picks it up, looking at it, and she holds it up to you guys like, "Hey, think you can see me now?" Deadeye continues to scream in pain and anger. She then pockets the eye as none of you laugh at her joke.
Ugh.
with a quickened slash of her machete, Deadeye's screams go silent. All right, let me tell you what you should need to know. Gregory, there's still nothing of value in these rooms. Those are public rooms.
Okay, I'm just stealthing away, making sure nobody sees me.
Oh yeah, you're gonna do a change.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, no one saw you go in that room. You think.
I think. As far as I know, I'm awesome.
So, Tarina then gestures for you, says that to sit down at the table, and she'll tell you what you want to know.
I'll sit down at the table.
Which table? With
Cool.
what table?
She then dumps his body, by the way, down the stairs, and it falls all the way down to the bottom, and you hear from the bar Alan yell up, "God damn it!" You hear then someone yell from downstairs, "Uno!"
Oh my god.
Hey, nice. Pat, while we're doing this, can we take a short rest while we talk with her?
Absolutely. Yeah, you can spend another hour in the bar.
All right.
As you guys are getting your short rest, I'm going to share the information that she shares with you. Several blocks northwest of here is a public bathhouse with a walled garden and frolicking nymphs carved into its front gates. Followers of the Dead Three have been seen coming and going from the bathhouse, and I'm told that there's a secret a secret door inside that leads to a dungeon. That's where your killers you're hunting are hiding.
In a bathhouse. Oh, I'm not there. Sorry, I didn't say anything.
I'm going to ask. That's kind of strange that 3 people or some cultists are in a bathhouse to me. I would
Why
think-
is it strange? They're
I don't
not
know.
in the bathhouse. There's a secret door in the bathhouse
I
that
know.
leads to a dungeon.
I correct myself. Not in the bathhouse, but I expected something more cave-like. That's just my preconception of him. Continue.
This is a city. There aren't any caves here.
I'm a
going
druid.
to ask if she knew anything about these cultists that maybe we didn't know, but I rolled a nat 1, so...
Alvazir, your thoughts are filled with murder still. You think you come to the conclusion that if they are in this bathhouse, then that means everyone in the bathhouse is complicit in the cultist crime. Captain Doge did tell you to not worry about collateral damage.
You cast ceremony to fix your alignment.
Hey guys, everyone else, you note a spacey kind of smile split Alvazir's face. All of you are made a little uncomfortable by it.
I'm gonna...
You guys get a short rest, so you can roll your hit dice. I'll give an inspiration to anyone who explains the short rest mechanic to the team.
Right now I'm doing stuff, so...
Oh.
Akasyr, it's your job.
Sure. The short rest mechanic. So where you have hit dice at, you'll see right below your hit points. There's a thing called hit dice. If we're level 2, then you have 2 of them. But you don't get the second one until you have a long rest. So right now you have 1 hit dice. So you can click that and roll it, and you can add that to your hit points, and then you just decrement it down however many rolls. So
And when do they refresh?
they refresh after a long rest. So every time you take a short rest, you can use hit dice to heal up, but they don't refresh until you take a long rest.
What about spells? Do they need a long
Nope.
rest or
For clerics, you need a long rest
short?
to get spells back.
That's
Y'all
8
thought
hours.
they need to sleep.
Alvazir, you were like, oh gosh, please. Go ahead, talk to the party, make your plans. You know that there's a bathhouse nearby now.
So we can go talk to the captain, or we can handle this ourselves.
We should just handle this ourselves.
Yeah.
Fuck the captain.
Gregory comes swaggering up. Hello,
Where
good
the
good
fuck were
folks.
you?
I was taking care of business. Grok filled me
There
in.
wasn't anyone in that room, Turinus says.
Don't worry about it. The Grok informed me that that you guys did well, that you had a fight. He had to go work.
We look at him in disbelief.
Oh Jesus!
I'm questioning what the fuck just happened.
You start to suspect that maybe Grok and Gregory are the same person, and he's not very great at hiding that fact from. He's not used to working this closely with people, so he hasn't had to hide it. Normally, it's only people throughout the city that know the different personas.
I guess I'm not 100% sure.
I mean, you're still like dreaming about murdering an entire bathhouse with the people
exactly.
offering them up to your goddess.
Susan!
I mean, I'm pretty sure a goddess of fucking storms would fucking love that.
So it is midnight now. We can continue for another hour or wrap up here.
I'd rather wrap up here because I have to be at work for 9 a.m. So
Anyone
Can we
else?
all go to
Yeah.
an inn and sleep the fucking night away?
I mean, we're in it, I think. Aren't we? Or is this just a
You
tavern?
want to ask the bartender if there are rooms to rent?
Yes.
He says yes, but not for you.
Oh,
We
Just murdered like 8 people in my bar.
I need my food spells, y'all.
we could head. Gregory says, "If you come with me, we can head back to the townhome
Alright,
and
Sure.
rest up there. It looks like some of you could use it."
please.
And Gregory, straightens his tie. He looks immaculate in his fancy clothes and his fancy walking stick and his boulder hat.
It's a
Alright.
bowler hat. A bowler hat would mean that you're wearing a very large rock on your head.
Yes, it's a bowler hat.
So we all went the fuck to sleep then.
Yep,
I
you
guess.
guys return back to the townhouse. As you head your way back, you pass through the gate that you had passed through previously, the night when your hideout was on fire, and you can see that there is a different guard on duty than there was the first time. But you do recognize the guard that you gave your fake names to. He's in a set of stockades nearby this gate.
Poor guy.
And he looks at you as you guys are passing. He goes, "It's them! It's them!" He tries to point at you, and then his superior officer hits him with a cane, and he goes, "Ah!"
Can we get him out? Because it wasn't his fault.
You have badges that let you speak on the captain's authority. You could definitely show them and be like, "Captain Zoj wants this guy released."
Gregory.
Do it! Do it! Do it!
Gregory will watch this happen.
Is anyone doing anything?
Sure, I walk
Edvard
up.
is too dumbfounded about this situation.
I walk up. Susan's orders, sir. He's to be released.
Susan's orders.
You hold your badge out?
Who the hell is Susan?
Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am, sir. I didn't realize that there was an elite unit in here, and he gives an awkward salute. He says, yes, immediately. Will you
And
be
we get
taking
the man
custody of him?
What? What was that?
Will you be taking custody of him, ma'am?
Sure. I
Hey,
we get him and grab him and drag him along with us.
Take the soldier. He looks extremely confused as to what's happening. I guess you now have a Pet soldier?
I pat the guy on the back. You're in our company now.
All right. It's good
Should
to
be
see you
interesting.
again, Bernice.
See, I told you were Bernie.
My name is, and he, like, looks around. Jenkins.
Jenkins.
Codename Jenkins.
Is that your
cool.
last name or your first name?
Okay,
Yes.
Leroy, you're with
Yes.
us.
Okay.
It's his code name, guys. Be nice.
Alright, so that happened.
You add Jenkins to your party, I guess.
Ooh.
Meanwhile, on the other end of town, they did what? I'm gonna beat.
I like where this is going.
Y'all, it's really nice having Susan's badge with us.
Oh god.
All right, we fade to black here. Favorites and least favorites.